Hello! Hello and welcome to Lost on the Great Road, episode 7.
Woo!
Who knew we would make it this far? I didn't. So, we will be getting to the game shortly. Everyone is here except, unfortunately, Ed, our Spider-Man. He had some life issues get in the way, so he'll be returning in a couple weeks. But I'm sure he will go do something ridiculous in the meantime. Ananse has his own plans always. So, I just wanted to say a few thank yous to our viewers from last week, or whatever they call them, subscriber, which I think is still Kit Battlebeard. Thank you, Kit. And also thank you to all our patrons. Just today we got to $1,000 a month on Patreon. Woo-hoo! And that means that, my salary is going to be paid in every month. But also, we unlocked a solar card drawn by Jason Engel, which is really cool. We've actually had it done for a while, but we're waiting for that to unlock. So that'll be going out with the June awards. It's episode 7. I'm excited as always. And cue the opening credits.
Back. And we are in
fascinating TV. Watch Jordan get confused by a speaker.
Is it coming out of the speaker?
Yes.
It is?
I think so.
Can it pop?
Maybe it's not.
It's a speaker, not a conch shell. We don't need to.
No, it's coming out of this.
Anyway, this
Cool.
is the best TV.
So we're
Bye,
having some tech
everyone.
issues, as per usual. Because we're professionals. We all...
So apparently when something is paired, it is not necessarily connected. So now it is. Alright, welcome to episode 7 of Lost on the Great Road. Oh, that's working now.
I hate surprise crowds.
The playlist starts with a burp every time, and I was trying to avoid it, but... Okay, so where we left off last week, there was a hunt for a giant, against a giant gorilla that ended in the giant gorilla getting away.
It ran away. It was scared.
It ran away scared and on fire.
who would do such a thing?
Hazel,
Axl Rose.
Yeah, Axl Rose showed up, biggest guest star of all time. Hazel, the Asimar Ranger, led you guys to a portal that plopped you out on what you may know is the Outlands, the area, the strange neutral territory that surrounds the big pillar that Sigil sits on. You find yourself in the small, or in the bustling party town.
Party town!
That is known as
I don't remember what dance I was doing.
No, we really.
Sylvania, we'll say. You came across like a boisterous painting competition where Nika decided that she was going to model for everyone. Autumn Eladrin his eye was caught by Nika and created a rather cool piece, which is just waiting to be judged at this point. Spider-Man, Ananse, had a brief conversation with a dog that none of you guys were involved with, except Hazel was sort of following with him. Ananse wanders past you guys, mumbling to himself a little bit. He's got his strange little noisemaker in one hand, and he's turning it and repeating to himself, "Hole in the worlds, holes in the worlds," and he just wanders past you. Hazel comes up to you as you're all heading down to find babes, to find babes in the rest of the town, and says, "Dog said a weird thing to us."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, are we all otherwise back together at this point? Like we're...
Yeah, I imagine that you guys kind of just did your own little searching around and met up to kind of all probably go get a drink, is what I was kind of figuring. It is evening, or it seems like it's evening here. There's a beautiful dusk light that is dark enough to allow the fairy lights that kind of cover this whole place to really be vibrant. And you start heading down. Basically, there is almost nothing but taverns and inns in this place, and the occasional shop. But mostly it's just places to drink and dance and have a good time. So.
Sorry, before we leave, did you say a talking dog?
Yeah.
That's the craziest thing I've ever heard of. Nothing could be stranger than a talking dog.
Okay.
What did it say?
Huh?
What did it say?
Well, Ananse.
You're keeping us on the edge of our seats. here.
Ananse is apparently.
I ain't got no seat.
I'm standing.
Get that ring.
Ananse is a guy looking for answers, I think, and he went over to talk to her, and he gestures over to a ranger who's kind of down on one knee, petting a dog. At least I thought he was going to talk to her, but instead he decided to speak to her wolf.
Oh, a talking wolf. Never mind.
It's an odd choice for someone to make.
It does.
Yeah. I've tagged along just to see. I also have a knack for speaking to the animals, and it said a lot of stuff about food and being hungry, which is what you typically expect.
Typical dogs.
Yeah, typical dog stuff. But at the end of the conversation, it kind of had a weird look on its face and said, "There are holes in the worlds." When we pressed it for questions after, it just went back to regular dog talk.
Is the dog some sort of gravedigger?
I
think it's probably put a few people in their graves, but
I salute the dog.
the dog is like.
I suspect the holes are more of a metaphysical variety.
We came from a hole.
Speak for yourself.
The cloaca.
I was created in a factory. I suppose doors are holes.
Yeah.
I don't know. All I know is I was one place and then I was another place.
Like
Now we're in a party town!
Should we continue to interrogate the dog, wolf, creature?
I mean, we could. I can cast Speak with Animals again and see what it's.
Why don't we ask Azona why their dog is
She
talking about
seemed a
us?
little put out about us only talking to her dog.
Understandable.
It does seem a questionably social gesture. Speaking to the
Look, I'm fine with going to get a
possession.
drink. I'm fine with continuing to press this wolf for information.
Drinks!
Let's get the wolf drunk and see what it says.
Drinks!
Are you going to go invite the wolf for drinks?
Yes, I will.
Okay.
You're not the person.
Oh no.
I'm polite, I'll get both. Excuse me.
Can I cast Speak with Animals? Can you cast Speak with Animals on somebody else?
Somebody who has speak with animals.
Anyone have that?
I
Don't have
have
spell.
Who has a player's handbook handy?
I don't have.
1 second.
Just ask chat. Hey,
Axl
can we
Rose-
cast speak
Axl
with
Rose-
animals?
Does anyone know how to play D&D out there?
Axl Rose has it.
I don't. Not on his
Well, he
stat
said
card.
that he could. He said he
Yes, but
understood.
I hear you, but it's not on.
Like, do you need to know what to do?
It's
Is that what
that
we're
card.
figuring
Range
out?
self.
I'm nuts.
Yeah, so
So that skill isn't
Azel
asking a wolf anything.
is follows over beside you, and you kind of lumber over towards this woman,
Yep.
human woman with this wolf. She kind of is down petting the wolf and like looks up at you and says, "What can I do for you?"
Can I pet your dog?
Sure.
Wonderful. I am Bastille. Pleased to meet you.
So behind you, Azel whispers, "His name is Bastille. He's pleased to meet you." And the dog seems to be having like a conversation through your legs with Azel, but the dog says to Azel, "Tell him he doesn't smell like meat, and that's weird." Azel says, "You don't smell like meat, and that's weird to the dog. To me, it's fine."
Is this something I need to fix?
I don't think so.
Very well. Can you ask the dog, what is the dog's name?
The dog's name
/wolf.
Himself.
The woman interrupts, and the wolf says, the woman says, his name is Bronson.
Ah, Bronson.
Is there any questions I can answer for you?
Perhaps. Where did you get your dog?
I got him in the wilds outside of Waterdeep. Why?
He said some strange things to our friend, and we were hoping for clarification.
I'm not surprised he said strange things. He's a wolf.
Yes.
Did he do something wrong?
I don't think so, though our friend did suddenly leave while muttering to himself. This is not unusual behavior.
Huh.
For him.
1 second, and she gets down and kind of like looks in his eyes and kind of has an unspoken conversation with him. He says he doesn't remember saying anything weird. What did you think he said?
Something about holes in the world.
She goes down and pets him. No, he doesn't remember saying anything like that. You sure friend isn't drunk?
No. I mean, I'm not sure.
Right. Well, my name is Layla,
Pleased to meet you. I am Bastille.
and she puts out a hand.
I will shake her hand.
Right. And Hazel introduces himself. Is it common practice for your party to go around talking to random wolves?
Apparently so.
Okay. Well, Bronson, I apologize if he's not super interesting, and I wish I had more information for you.
He is a good boy.
He is that. Yeah. He's taken down many a creature on a hunt for sure.
Very well. If he can remember anything later, here's my card. I give her a card that just says Bastille on it.
Thank you. She finds a pouch to put it in. So we're done here.
I believe I am finished here.
Okay.
Oh, I should probably leave. You were here first.
Yes, I guess. I don't know. Bye-bye, I guess.
Good night.
Good night. Enjoy your stay here.
Possibly.
Right.
I'll head back over.
She like gives her dog the weirdest side eye, the longest side eye ever. As you walk away.
It would seem as if the dog had no further information. Another dead end.
Huh.
Drinks!
Ain't that
now.
interesting?
Drinks,
Yeah, let's go,
drinks,
let's
drinks, drinks.
Are you all start wandering down into town, I guess, at this point?
Dancing in town, actually.
Pog, what's Lucy up to? What are you and Lucy up to?
Lucy and I
that
were
kid
just,
doing?
just while they were talking to wolves and dogs, we were finishing our turkey leg
Oh, yeah, the
and
turkey legs.
maybe doing some little tricks, dancing coins across the fingers, kind of thing.
Right.
Trying to teach her how to make a coin dance across her fingers.
How do you think she's doing?
Coolest person ever.
I think she's having fun. She hasn't quite got it yet because it's only been about 6 minutes.
Right.
But she'll get it someday.
We're pretty good for 6 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're just low key, again, more reserved, letting them do their thing and just sort of chilling.
All right. So you all start walking sort of down more into Sylvania proper, and you're just looking for a bar. What are you looking for? An inn for the night? A tavern for the night?
That would
an
be
inn?
good. We haven't
Yeah.
slept since we beat up a bunch of monkeys.
Right.
Yeah, that's
Right.
fair.
Also, a bunch of monkeys beat us up. Both of
No,
those
no.
things.
There hasn't been a rest since then.
We
A
had
short rest. We took a short rest.
Short rest. Okay.
But we haven't took a long rest.
Yeah. So there is an inn not too far down called the Red Rose.
Ooh, romantic.
You can tell it's important because they say it twice.
Oh, I never knew that.
It's an important lesson about how people think. When they say things repeatedly, it's important.
Yeah.
So Ricky.
Precisely.
Ricky's an important bird. I mean,
What,
Ricky's an important bird.
Because he said Ricky twice, yeah. That checks. That tracks. So, yeah, this place is bustling. There's lots of people coming in and out. A lot of like stumbly, drunk elves and a few gnomes, and then a smattering of people not normally associated with the woods, and tieflings and that kind of thing, just
Us weirdos.
stumbling in and out. Yeah. No flamingo people though.
Come
Never
on,
seen
man.
another flamingo.
Flamingo.
Say it twice, right? So
Never seen another flamenco.
Yeah. So there is like an outside patio kind of thing.
Oh, I love
The
patios.
evening is nice. There's definitely a few tables big enough. You have lost track completely of Ananse. I imagine none of you particularly are going to spend a lot of time.
Doesn't seem unusual.
Yeah, he'll find his way back. Or do you want to sit inside?
Patio, patio.
Patio.
Yeah.
Alright. You get a seat for 7, I guess? There's 5 of you plus Azel plus the kid.
Oh, yeah. So.
Yeah.
Does
And
it seem like an age-appropriate place?
there's a few people here with younger children and that kind of stuff. Not necessarily at this particular inn, but
You got
I'm
kids?
still topless right now. Also.
no one seems particularly bothered.
You got kids menus here? As we're with the dinosaur.
Oh, wait. How
I'm
is
tastefully covering
is
it with my
Lucy-
turkey leg.
Lucy's like 9 or 10 years old, I think.
Right, yeah, that's an appropriate age to consume anything we're going to consume.
She's also seen some shit in her life.
Yeah.
She's good.
Yeah, she's a prison
She's hardened.
escapee, so
She can
Trauma
She's a
ages you a
badass.
couple years.
that's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
She's got several gray streaks in her hair.
She probably
Dealing
should
with
water
us.
her wine, but otherwise it's fine.
Yeah, so a small gnome waiter comes over and he's like, "What can I get for you guys?"
Drinks.
Alright, okay.
Drinks.
Just the house special coming up, and he has
Also food.
yep
Also that.
nachos, and he heads off and he comes back with several plates of crispy corn nachos and just cold flagons of ale. They didn't bring anything specific to ask you for what you specifically wanted, but it's really, really nice and cold flagons of ales. Yep.
Thank you,
An orange
Jake.
juice is put down in front of Lucy.
Perfect.
You want to see something cool?
Yeah.
You want to see something cool?
Yeah.
Want to see something cool?
Do it.
Okay. So I'm gonna spend 10 minutes to cast a ritual.
What ritual are you gonna cast?
So I'm gonna spend 10 minutes and I'm gonna like make weird shapes with my mouth and like on my club I'm gonna like trace things with my finger.
Mhm.
And I'm gonna blow a little like jade dust
Nika is having a
on
seizure.
it.
No, just wait.
and then I whisper so no one can hear.
Sometimes this is
And
what
I'm like-
magic looks like.
I'm like, okay, are you ready?
I'm ready.
Check this out. And I whack my club on the table, and this little mouth appears and yells, "Suck it!"
Aw, Nika, that's great. I love it.
And then I do it again. And I do it again. Suck it!
What does the mouth want us to suck?
Inquiring
Metal
minds will-
Man!
It. Clearly.
Yes?
Every time you slam, the tables here are very sturdy
Very
oak
well.
tables, and every time you slam it down, everything on the table just kind of like hops up a little bit. You get a few people like looking over, but the music continues, and they just shrug and go back to whatever they're up to. That lasts forever now. Is that what?
Until I make it go away.
Or someone dispels it.
I don't eat, so I'm just gonna feed my food to the mouth and see what happens.
Okay.
There you are.
The mouth disappears as soon as it's done, like, speaking.
Well,
So you gotta
while it's
hit it.
speaking.
Okay, hold on, we'll try. You wanna try this?
Yes,
Feed it.
please.
Okay, so I hit it.
Alright.
Suck it!
I chip it.
You what?
I chip it. We got nachos, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I see. You verbed the consumption
Yeah.
of
Hit it,
nachos.
chip it,
Got it.
Bop
Dip
it?
pop it. Dip it.
One
yeah.
flies into a piece of chip flies into the mouth, and then the mouth just reforms back into the club, and there's
Now
no.
there's a chip in your club.
That was cool.
Magic is wonderful.
I worry
So-
about the
Powerful.
eventual decay.
So
of that nacho.
you three are kind of distracted with talking to the mouth. I'm gonna get
Oh no.
Theseus and Pog to do perception checks.
Oh dear.
That was better than I imagined.
6.
A 6.
There we go. That's why. Just roll up.
Dice are what the dice are.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get
Worse than that, a
Worse than
natural
that.
one.
So it's a surprise when this wild-eyed human comes over to your table, just as you're about to swing the thing down one more time, and he slams his hands on it, and he says, "We're all screwed, you know. We're all doomed. She's coming. She's coming for us. She's already here."
Okay, buddy. Maybe you should.
She dances across men's minds.
Oh.
Yeah, she wants to unravel everything. I can feel her.
Sounds hot.
I can feel her laying eggs in my
Go to
head.
a room upstairs.
Horrible ideas.
Does anyone else seem to be paying attention to this man? Like, is anyone taking note, or is it he focused on?
There's a few people that. Well, give me another perception check, I guess.
How babely is the guy that came up to our
15.
table?
15. A few people like looked over when he slammed his hands down on the table, but the general consensus is that he's probably drunk.
And can I don't know what I'd be able to, setting aside the words, any insight I can gain from his temperament, his demeanor. Can I try? not
Give me an
to
insight check.
Keep rolling dice over and over.
At this point, he's pulled over a chair
Oh, good. He's sitting
because you said something, anything to him, and he's like, I want to tell you all about it because then you can be part of it too.
19.
A 19. He seems to believe whatever he's yammering about, but he definitely has an unhinged quality to him.
And who may I ask is laying eggs in your mind?
Yeah, that sounds painful.
Mother Spider. She crawls between worlds.
The crazies always seem to attract.
She's trying to push her way through, you see. She got trapped there long ago. The four unlikely allies, they all teamed up to squeeze her in there. But she's finding her way back through. She's punching holes right through everything.
Holes in the world, you say?
Oh, in all the worlds, yes.
Dun dun dun.
Yes, she's finding ways to weasel and wriggle her way in.
Hey, what's your name?
That doesn't matter now. It was taken from me long ago.
Oh my god, you're so dramatic.
Your name is Tony now.
I don't think Tony's very babely.
He, before whatever madness took him, maybe he was kind of hunky.
No, I'm not into this.
Okay, I'm trying. I'm trying to help
Crazy
you.
shtick's not.
We could do a makeover.
Make her back.
Where is she? You said she's coming. Where is she coming from?
Have you ever passed through a portal or a gate? Have you ever walked a threshold from one world to another?
Heck yeah.
Do you ever feel like for a moment you're stretched a little thin,
Oh, yeah.
stretched between the two? I'm glad that you guys are taking this seriously. There is a space, and she exists there.
Where is this space? We've been to many different worlds, many different planes.
She's in a gap between here and there,
Nowhere.
and everywhere.
That's real specific.
So, what do you want us to do about it?
I just need someone else to know.
Oh.
Okay, we know.
Oh, I know. Yeah.
She's already sealed off the paths back to the prime materials. That was the first part of her plan.
Wait.
Now,
We're not on the prime material plane, are we?
No, that's where you came from. Well, you came from your individual prime material planes.
Hold on. Are you saying I can't get home?
I don't know. After she has her way with him, after she finds her way through, you're not going to want to go back. It's not going to look like what it used to look like. It's going to be rebuilt. It's going to be unraveled and re-sewn together in her particular image.
Okay, so like she sounds like a pretty badass babe.
He kind of like,
I thought I was crazy.
I'm just saying.
Mother Spider cares not for the draws of the flesh.
Just saying she sounds cool, yo.
Oh, she's
Real
powerful. It took 4 deities, unlikely allies, to all work together to put her away.
do you want to clarify who those were?
Yeah, listen to this guy. He's smart.
He's kind of like looking and trying to draw the information out of his addled mind. He says, Levistus was the first to suggest that maybe she should be put away. Frozen in the 9 hells. He thought she might have a key for his escape. Then there was Cord. He fought hard to make sure that she couldn't escape. The Raven Queen, she too thought that this was an abomination. And then, most unlikely of all, Sargas, the Red Condor. He has not been known to ally with any. But
Of course not. He's the first of all the gods.
Of course not. He's gonna Sargass.
Are you okay?
You need to stop.
Do you need a timeout? Mother Weaver was too weak, and they put her away. But she's coming back. There's already holes now.
So, I mean, I obviously know who one of those is, but I've never heard of the other three, right?
Levistus was brought up once before, but I don't know if you were there when it happened.
What about any of us for listening to this religion-y check?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Should you like?
I would like.
I would too.
Then do it.
Do it. Do it.
I got a
Come on.
15.
Oh,
Got
one.
it. I, the cleric, got a 2. Also, I'm not trained in religion.
Yeah, me neither for some reason.
Literally my strongest.
Oh wait, no, I am. Never mind.
I'm like, I really know about exactly one god real well.
Me too.
Dice are cool.
Although technically my jack of all trades makes it a 0.
All right. So you got a 15.
Yes.
And what'd you get?
Not that.
Okay. And low. Did you guys do religion checks?
Nah.
No. So, okay. So what do you want to know about?
I'm focused on Levistus part of that conversation. Have I heard anything of this?
Well, you know that he is one of the lords of the Nine Hells.
Yes, yes.
And has been the leader of some of the legions that you've had, devilish legions that you've had to deal with.
Mm-hmm.
He's frozen on his level, like literally in a block of ice, trapped there.
Yep.
And that he communicates only by just sheer force of will. Cord is a chaotic good god, a battle and thunder and lightning. The complete opposite alignment of Levistus, so for them to have bound together is suspicious.
Mm-hmm.
Sargass, you don't know about at all. Doesn't ring a bell. And the Raven Queen is like just something you've heard in like stories. Not quite a deity, not quite immortal. Kind of a boogeyman figure.
But these seem like very unlikely allies, basically.
Yeah, you know enough to compare Cord and Levistus, and they are literal polar opposites on the moral alignment wheel. So Levistus, of course, is like a wheeler, dealer, master manipulator, and for him to go in on something like this is strange. Tony's got to go now. She's making me dance in another direction, but I hope you never see what she does to your homes.
Well, if you need to contact us, here's my card, Tony.
And he looks at it and he kind of just bats at it and stumbles off to start yelling at another
Forgot
table.
my card. My card,
So you don't want him to keep
And
it.
none of the talk of, like, Mother, Spider, Weaver, none of that rings any bells for anyone.
No.
If only we knew someone who knew about spiders.
If only.
Yeah, that would be helpful.
Some sort of spider person.
Some sort of man spider.
He's not here. He's not being summoned.
Dang it.
Oh well.
Never works.
In the meantime, that sounds very important.
It does. If anything that Tony said was true, it sounds like we were being prevented from reaching our homes. Even more so than general ignorance.
Also, the end of days.
Yes.
But it means we get to stay here in Party Town for a while.
Yes, for the immediate future, by which I mean several hours. I will stand guard against other such interruptions.
All right.
I'm gonna stand up. Can we still see Tony?
Yeah, he's like wandered over to another table and he's pulled up a chair and the people are trying to like ignore him. One person's like this and like trying to have a conversation. There's just two people and they're trying to like.
Is there any waitstaff here?
Yeah,
Okay, I'm gonna approach one.
sure. There's the waiter that was coming around, the gnome waiter that was.
Excuse me, have you seen that fellow before?
No, actually.
Hmm.
I mean, lots of people come through here. This might just be his first time in Sylvania.
Just wondering if he was a regular or not.
No, he seems to be bothering everybody.
Yes.
Do you mind?
Mind?
Just kind of giving them
Oh, you want me to give him the old heave-ho?
Yeah, you know, don't hurt him. But he's obviously interrupting that date.
Can we hear this?
You got up, and you're not far from the table, so yeah, sure.
Metal Man, hit him with this thing.
What thing are you holding?
It's my club.
Oh. I will take this club.
No. We're not. I don't want anyone breaking into a fight here. He's
But
just.
it's so funny.
He's like, just crazy, and
he
he needs to be asked to leave. But we don't have any muscle tonight.
Very
So
well.
you
I
gonna
will.
pay him?
Yeah,
services?
sure. Your drinks are on me if he
All
brings
right.
them out.
Deal.
If that's really what the
Go
problem
for
is.
it.
That is very well. I'm going to head over to the date
Sweet
table.
free drinks.
Well, while he wanders off, I'm gonna lean forward across the table. Ricky, would you mind following the potentially knowing too much man once Bastille has ejected him? See if there's anything to see.
Alright. So
I
check
just
the
suspect
rest of
you
my
are
ale.
quieter
Before I
than
go.
the rest of us.
You got it. Big pink bird.
Around here, everyone looks like a big pink bird.
Yeah.
It's fine. Yeah, so
Despite
quote,
being a big pink
quote
bird,
unquote
you are the
Tony
least attention
is
grabbing.
It's true.
he's pouring salt out on from a little shaker out onto their table like in concentric circles, and he's like, you see, she finds safe places like this and then unravels them, and he runs his finger through it and just ruins it, and then she changes it into other things, and
Excuse
she
me,
starts
please.
shaping it into different
Excuse me,
triangles.
Tony.
Who?
You.
Oh, you've come to learn more about the Great Unraveler.
Well, you seem to be unraveling the condiments here. I'm going to put the salt back in the shaker. There we are. Please excuse us. I must take
One
my
grain
friend.
at a time, kind of thing?
No, it's sort of like,
Right.
you know.
The two people at the table are like looking up at you, terrifying.
Please enjoy the rest of your evening. I'm going to sort of lead Tony out by the scruff of the neck. Not, picking him up, but kind of...
Yeah. Tony
He's got
kind of
the-
like just walks along with you, and he's still talking about Mother Weaver, the Great Unraveler, and all this.
There are probably people down the street who need this warning as well. There you go, off you go.
Oh, it's not a warning. It's not like it's something that can be stopped.
Well, all the more reason to get going. There you go.
And he wanders off into the night.
Have a good night, Tony.
So Ricky flips his collar and like side eyes you guys like, oh my god. And he goes and follows this guy.
Okay, give me a stealth roll.
Hey. 13.
Yeah, he's not really paying any attention, so you can follow him. The street is busy, and he bumps into people, and every person he bumps into, he kind of does the old, like, grab onto their shirts and...
Shtick.
Yeah, and, like, lots of, like, swirling his finger around in people's faces and stuff, and yeah, if you get close enough, it's the same kind of, she's pushing her way through. She's here in no time and all time, and just, like, rambling and rambling and rambling. How long do you want to follow him for?
2 days.
10 years. 5 or 10 minutes?
Okay, well, you follow him for 5, and it's more of the same. He stops for a bit at another bar and does the same shtick around the bar, and you can see him moving around and being kicked out again. He doesn't seem to be bothered by how anyone is reacting to him.
Yeah.
And everyone is just mostly avoiding him.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't even really realize he's passing by.
Okay. Alright, I guess I'll head back.
Sure.
I think we went over this. The Krenish gods of darkness, you said, live in the abyss, yeah?
Yes.
Okay.
That guy's just a loony. There's nothing exciting happening. That was really boring.
I think we should take heed of his words.
You think so?
I think particularly, I don't know who this card is, but it seems to
Says
me that...
Bastille on it. It's my card. Here you are.
Thank you, but I believe we are beyond this degree of acquaintance.
Ah, yes, true. Though I have never received your card.
Hey, Metal Man.
Yes.
Rude.
Come see me at night, I'll show you my card.
Very well. Do not carry it with you.
Nope.
Regular.
But it seems to me that anything that the red minotaur is about is something worth ensuring the endurance of.
Sorry, Red Minotaur.
Sargas,
Ah.
the first among
Oh,
gods,
Sargas.
So you recognize this one then?
the one who created all other gods. Yes.
Oh,
Busy guy.
pretty
Sound like a pretty important
stuff,
dude.
Yeah.
It's true. He is. It seems to me it may be worth trying to find. Yeah, maybe worth finding more information about this.
Is there like a temple or something around here with these guys?
Well,
These godly guys.
if this map is correct and we're here, it seems the closest we're going to get would be perhaps Plague Mort.
Sounds delightful.
Or
Mort sounds sick.
we could always try
Dead.
the Court of Light.
That sounds a lot more positive.
Maybe it's like Plage more.
Oh yeah, Plage-more.
Yeah,
That sounds like a place I'd like to go.
I don't think so.
Lucy has slowed down her conversation and eating quite a bit since Tony interrupted the meal. She's was like very chatty and with all of you, and then when Tony came by and said his stuff, she kind of piped down quite a bit. She's kind of picking at what's left of the nacho plate.
Lucy, can I get you anything else?
No, it's fine. The orange juice is great, and the nachos are decent.
Damn.
Tough crowd.
3 stars.
That's fair. That was a pretty different gentleman, huh?
Yeah, he seemed like he's completely lost it.
Yeah.
I hope he was lying about what he said, about not being able to get home.
Lucy, there's a lot of people looking for a lot of things with a lot of problems. And I hope he finds his way, just like we'll find our way.
Sure.
How about a little something of this? I'm gonna slide over a little sippy cup's worth of ale, cold ale.
Oh
Sure.
my gosh, she's like 14,
She unscrews
not
the
more.
sippy lid
She's 14.
and puts
I
that
said a
off to the
sippy cup's
side.
worth. Like I'm
I
sure there's only a
understand.
bit left, and
Yeah.
she's like, "This here. Have you ever tried any of this?" I'm just trying to change the subject.
Right, yeah. She drinks some, she nearly kind of chokes and like foam comes out her nose. She's like, this is great. 2
To
stars.
try to make her feel better, I whack my glove on the table again. Suck it!
That is pretty good. Do you know how to do that trick?
And then I go and I try to make. I'm not really into this, but I'll just go out of side my mouth and say "sucker."
Yeah, that's pretty good.
But
Pretty
with
good.
this.
Do a performance check.
Oh god, really? This is not my character shtick,
Fuck, I've never seen you so animated before.
right? A 10?
Good enough. She gives you a laugh.
2 stars?
Yeah. No, she says 3.
Oh.
I'm just trying. After sort of chatting with her a little bit, I would like to turn and ask Azil.
Azel.
Azel, do you know what that guy was talking about?
I mean, I know a little bit about the gods, and I know that those 4 are really unlikely to spend a lot of time together. It concerns me about you not being able to get home, if what he says is true. I mean,
But it's not a story you've heard before. This isn't something you've
No.
heard about a spider or something like
no.
just ramblings of another.
You ever listen to someone and they just have a lot of conviction in their voice?
Well, I got that from him, and that's why I'm asking this question. Ordinarily, I wouldn't have given it half this as much time, but you
Well,
definitely seem to believe it.
If a sane person had come to me and said those things with that conviction, I'd be finding a house and boarding up the windows right now. But
What good would that do?
it's more of a metaphorical battening down the hatches.
It would seem to me the appropriate thing to do would be to sally forth and attempt to prevent the disaster that would doom all of.
Sure, that's what it
all
meant.
of
That's what I
existence.
meant by barricading the walls or whatever.
Okay, but it is kind of weird that the dog said something about holes opening when this crazy guy comes up. He starts talking about holes.
Yeah, and I mean, I trust wolves.
Yeah.
Well, it seems to me, have
Yeah.
you ever encountered a god? It will leave you changed.
Have you?
I mean, in a sense.
I was purified in the silver flame.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Did it hurt?
Yes, very much so.
You feel pain, Metal Man?
I can, apparently.
That seems like a flaw in your construction.
Yes, it does. Why
Nico's
did they
like
make me
rapidly
feel
taking notes about
Metal Man?
about Metal Man.
Stop writing down my weaknesses. Pain.
Keeping Batman notes on all of you, on how to take you all down.
Bastile's weaknesses.
No, they're definitely
pain.
notes for later
Everybody
tonight
else's
when Metal Man
weaknesses.
comes to get my
Pain.
car.
I think this is more reason to try and find that Lapis Observatory I was telling you about. I mean, it's a map of all the gates. That's what the mythology.
Oh, yeah.
That's what the rumors were.
Here's what you were telling us about.
Do we?
Oh,
I forgot
yeah.
about that.
Hazel, do we know
We
where
remember
it's
that
at?
100%.
Do we have any
Definitely.
leads?
Definitely talked about it.
Hazel, do we have any leads on that? I mean, we're happy, as far as I can tell, we're happy, right, everyone? We're happy to help you. It sounds like our roads are
Yeah.
converging a little bit, at least for now.
All I know is that it was a popular hangout for the sensates.
Right.
And I feel like we're in the right place to talk to them, but I don't know how to get to them. Spider-Man was really keen on finding their leader, but now he's gone. Who knows where? Stealing a tent, probably.
That seems likely.
Hey, bartender. Or no guy.
Yeah?
Do you know where there's a sensate place?
Yeah, they got like a temple, like a headquarters, not too far down. It's like right near Corlon's temple.
Cool, thanks.
I know where that is.
Alright, done. Ricky, taking care of business.
Ricky.
All right. Should we go there in the morning once we've slept?
Yeah,
It's
probably,
been-
yes.
An amount of time that I can't even begin to imagine how to measure.
We did a lot today. We should be proud of ourselves.
Yeah, a lot of the day was spent trying to get in the hole to get here too.
Yeah, that's true. But those apes. Those apes.
They were large and on fire.
Yeah, so Hazel calls over the gnome and hands him cash.
Keep like calling him back and forth.
Yeah, he's trying to get to another table, but he just can't seem to do it.
I don't even work here.
We get some rooms and sleep.
Yes.
Do we sleep?
Uh-oh. Ricky leaves the room for you to do a thing with
It's up to you what you do at night. If you want your rest, you need to make sure you sleep for at least 6 hours, I think.
Oh, Nika doesn't need very long.
It's up to you.
Oh, I'm going to sleep. Okay. I assume Middleman is not coming to my room. Or if he does, he's like, card, please.
Okay, if we're not role-playing that awkward scene, that's good. Then we can, yeah, you guys can all rest up. Get your spells back and whatnot.
Sweet.
Now that we're level 4.
Dun,
Bum,
dun,
bum,
dun.
bum.
Alright.
Ding.
Anyone pick anything interesting, or did you just do?
No.
No.
You just did stat bump.
Yep.
Yeah, same.
I'd like to do a ritual for the bed.
Sure.
And just get Jasper back in the picture.
Sure.
So that will be my before bedtime
Sure.
activity.
Not to send him out to do anything, just to have.
No, just to bring her back
Yes.
from her planar dimension or wherever she was. Because then she zips away, right? Like I think I'd pull her from another plane. She's a fae.
You cast a spell to have her show up, and yeah, you can leave her in the pocket dimension, or
Yeah.
you.
So she was. Yeah. So I'm just bringing her back.
Okay. Sounds good.
In the morning, we probably eat and then head off towards the temple of the elf god.
Sure.
You know, for a party town, this place has got a distinct lack of babes. We did not find any babes.
Well, it's all a matter of perspective.
We both have some pretty mad accent riff going on.
Yeah. So you want to head down to Coralon's
I come
temple?
up with.
He's some weird country bumpkin all of a sudden.
We go downstairs. We probably eat some food.
Sure.
We go temple-ward.
Yes. We'll fast forward to the temple part.
So there are
Oh wait, did I ever get my painting? I want my painting before we go to the temple. I mean, we don't have to roleplay it. I just would have liked at some point, maybe before going to sleep, to go back and get my
Yeah,
painting.
okay. Yeah, there's been time. You can have stumbled back after a few drinks and snatched it out of the elf's hand. And
Excellent.
It's actually got a silver ribbon on it. So,
I gave him some money for it, however much money he wanted.
and it looks like it came in second in the...
Whoa.
How big is it?
It's a huge painting.
It's like this.
Alright.
But it's on campus and it can be rolled up.
Okay, perfect.
What came in first?
Did you bother looking at what came in first?
No.
Okay.
Can I have looked when I went with her to pick it up?
Oh yeah, you would have definitely come.
Yeah, give me a perception roll.
Seven.
Yeah, brilliant. First. Here we go.
All you can find is participation prize ribbons on a bunch of really bad art.
Oh.
And you're just like going through and it's just participation prize after participation prize. Lots of stick figures or attempts at like weird art. You know what I mean.
Yes, I do.
It's all Sonic fan art.
Yeah.
Naked Sonic fan.
Is that because there's a Sega right there? Is that why you said that?
I'm prick.
No, I just love Sonic.
You look like a guy who loves Sonic there. Hey, scum.
Love? Is that really the word you're going with after that joke?
Yeah. I just have a relationship with Sonic.
Anyway,
Okay, let's go to the temple.
To the
For
temple!
another time.
or going near the temple, more accurately.
Yeah,
Near
so
the temple!
you start heading down towards these. It's like the temple is formed out of natural wood. Its roots are still planted in the ground that just forms and twists into beautiful spires and just like a very ornate and amazingly grown building that is just a bunch of trees woven in into like magnificent shapes.
That seems inefficient.
And several Eladrin are standing around. A couple of them in armor are watching are just sort of calmly watching guarding the doorway to this place.
Is there like another building right next door?
Everyone give me perception checks, please.
Oh, jeez. Okay, this dice is garbage.
Boo. I got a 5.
I rolled a 2, so I got a 1.
8.
8.
12.
Whoa!
Someone bumped past the 10.
Above average. Above average.
So you got 12.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Jeez.
Well,
What'd you get?
someone has eyes in the front of his head.
I got a 2. Then I took off 1 because of my bad score, and now I got 1.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Nika and Pog, your eye is caught by sort of like amongst a grove of trees on the other, like across there isn't really like organized streets and things in this place. It's just various paths that are where buildings weren't built, you know. But amongst a kind of grove of trees is a pyramid made out of what looks like petrified wood. It has a completely different aura, or whatever you want to call it, to it than the elven temple. And there are some very familiar looking robes on the people that are hanging around here.
Are you guys gonna point it out to the rest of us?
Yeah, at this point, you catch where they're looking at.
Over there.
Over there!
Yeah, right next to. Yeah, right. Yep.
Right where we sit.
Well, let's go.
Yeah, you guys are going to enter there.
Yep.
The first thing you hear is the overwhelming number of mouths being like pushed together.
Magic mouths?
No,
Pushed together,
no,
Chris.
real humanoid
Just
mouths.
lots of people kissing.
And the first area to this place is just like Makeout Central.
I'm home!
It's mostly elves, but there are also humans and a few tieflings, and there's even like a couple of people paired off with like Kenku. And they don't know how. You're not sure exactly what's going on there with the mouth on beak action, but it's happening.
Licking it. Oh, God. You know how birds, if you open your mouth, they like peck your teeth?
No.
I can imagine.
So I point
Never done that.
I point at the like Kenku
That sounds
and
awful.
humanoid thing, and I'm just like, I'm just real glad we're only friends.
Nika, I am injured and hurt.
And I
Are
love
You
you?
it.
want me to peck your teeth?
You can if you want. Here. I got a little breakfast
So
here.
what are we
still.
looking for? We're looking for the
I'm looking for a way out of here.
but the map thing. What was it called again? not taking
Lapis.
The Lapis Observatory.
Yeah.
Observatory.
Is that a map or a
It's
place?
a place, as far as I understand.
The place that has the
Hazel
map?
says it's a place as far as I can tell too.
All right. Great.
It was built by elves long ago and has gone into the mists of time. But it was said that they were able to map the gates. An impossible task. But, so we just watching these guys mush mouths here, or what's going on?
No, it appears that's what we're doing right now.
I think let's move and find some
I'm just like
less
leaning up against a tree.
distracted individuals.
Inside the pyramid?
Looking at the people.
Right, okay.
Whatever, sure. Inside the pyramid.
There are more rooms and things further on, and the pyramid has,
Tree.
you know, those like those weird round egg kind of chairs, like kind of a nest chair. But there's like huge ones that are whole rooms unto themselves, where they've got rope ladders that lead up to them. And as you kind of walk along and you look in the front entrances of these, there's people that are just sitting in like piles of fruit and just like eating the fruit. It seems like there's one dedicated to each of the senses.
So I'm gonna look for anyone who looks like they're in a position of authority. Anyone who has, I don't know, a special badge on their robe or
Sure, give me a
special
perception check
trimming.
for special badges.
or whatever.
How are you doing with Lucy right now? She's wide-eyed, obviously.
Yeah, she's beside me. I want Jasper to be crawling like around her like a scarf.
Sure.
So hopefully she's really enjoying.
Focus
having
on
a cute little ferret around her.
15.
Yeah, at the back of the room there is a large throne.
Yeah.
But no one is sitting in it.
Well, and no one is.
It's at the top of a sort of a similar pyramid-shaped set of steps, up against the back wall of this large room, and
Of course you do.
and there are people like lounging all over it in various. They've all got various representations of the sensate symbols on them.
Yeah, that's great. I'll find someone who's close to the throne.
Okay.
We're looking to speak to someone who's whatever close analog you have to being in charge.
So the man you're talking to is He's wearing sensei robes, but they're wide open. Nothing underneath it, you can tell. And he's just lounging back, and he says, "Oh, Minotaur, I've never had a Minotaur before. Let me get my list." And he like pulls a list out. He's like, "Nope, never had a Minotaur before."
He's grosser than I am.
I'm just gonna stand there
impressive.
looking at him.
Oh, sorry, I mean to eat.
Okay,
I
this
know
guy's
one, man.
real grosser than I am.
But don't worry, I asked permission first. Sorry, you were looking for our leader?
Yes.
Can I see your list?
Of things I've eaten?
Yes.
Oh, sure. Do you want to compare notes?
No, I haven't eaten anything. It's sort of,
Wow, what an experience. What's it like never eating anything?
the opposite of that.
Bastille, could you stop distracting
I
the
suppose that's what it would be like.
Sure, I just want the list.
Yes, take a look.
Thank you. Go
I s-
ahead.
I suggest all of it.
Mm.
Well, Silken isn't here right now. I guess that's who you'd want to be talking to. I don't know what she's up to. Probably something fun. She has the most fun of all of us. That's why she's in charge. She doesn't want to eat things, though. I mean, other than normal things, she said. Do you have any parts you don't need?
No.
Really?
I take off a feather and give it to him.
Ah.
Eat this.
And he starts like gnawing on it. Sir, could you write down flamingo feather on my list?
Sure. You wrote,
Okay.
you have a redundancy. You have donkey and ass. Those are the same thing.
Metal Man, for real, you need to come to my room tonight. We have some things to talk about.
Do you have a list?
I have a list, but it's not like that.
Very well.
If you don't know what that means, I'm not going to tell you.
Ass is definitely on
Yes, she comes and goes as she pleases, but Silken is our leader.
You owe me 1 gold for that feather, by the way, buddy.
So you don't know when she might return.
Does it look like I have gold on me? And he like opens the ropes, and he's like, he's a pretty good-looking dude.
He may have gold in him. Gold is on the list.
Gold.
I alter my reaction. What do you think the scale of Hunkley
Sorry,
is?
what did you say, Caleb?
I growled that you don't know when she's gonna return.
No, again, no. Schedules aren't really our
standing
bag.
there, like, creeping on him.
He did eat a schedule.
Well,
Okay, where'd she go?
I am happy to sit here
I don't
and
know.
wait
You don't know.
for someone
Yeah.
to return.
Okay.
For Sylvia
And he reaches
to
behind him and
return.
he pulls a gold and he hands it to you. Fair's
Where were
fair.
you keeping that?
I mean, I'll take it back.
No, that's alright, I'll keep it.
Okay.
I have no morals. Whatever that word would
Is
be.
there something maybe I can help you with, or someone? I mean, I have eaten things from all over the place.
He has.
There is a place we are looking for. It's called the Lapis Observatory. We're told someone here might know where it is or how to find it.
It's ringing a bell. I certainly haven't eaten it before, but
I mean, it is a place.
oh, I've eaten places.
Oh my.
I've tasted quite a few. Right?
Definitely.
Hey, is the place the squirts from on that list?
Let's see
what?
here. Geyser. Geyser.
That's I said the squirt.
He keeps track of every geyser he's eaten. It's interesting. This list is out of my hands now.
Not to be confused with geezer.
That used to be. I mean,
It's probably ancient and elven.
yeah. It was a real, like, party palace back in the day.
Party Palace!
Sure.
Back in the day!
I've never been. I had some other purpose before that, but I just remember it had these crazy ragers.
Yes! I'm gonna go there.
A rager.
Oh, it may not have even existed.
Yeah, no, we're going.
It could have been a fever drug dream.
Okay, but if it did exist,
Uh-huh.
and a assortment of people such as us wanted to go to there,
Uh-huh.
how would we?
I don't know. I've never been. If anyone would know, I think Silken would know, but you just have to wait till she comes back.
We can do that, and I will go and like find a corner and sit down and cross my
Are you
legs.
facing in the corner?
No, like I'm just like so no one can sneak up and start like biting me or whatever.
Or doing whatever they do to you.
Yeah, exactly. Doing any number of weird, horrifying things.
Slapping
And
their
I'm just
mouth
gonna
against your mouth.
just like sit down, cross my legs, and wait. Just like
Okay. Anyone else up to anything while they're waiting for?
I think we'll steal away to the outside.
I still didn't get an answer if
Outside?
he ate anything from Taldore.
No, nothing on the list from Taldore.
Well, I'm just trying to get the kid home.
Yeah.
Just trying to get the kid home.
I understand. There's
That was our attempt.
the places are more like vague, like a church in the woods, and then the woods, and stuff like that, and lots of like people and
the
things.
woods.
Sometimes specific names, sometimes just the creature.
Is this person human?
Yeah.
Looking?
Human looking, anyway.
And hunky.
So you're gonna head outside?
Yeah, I think Lucy and I'll just chill outside of this little
Sure.
congregation of people.
Sure.
Hang out.
Probably wise.
Probably.
She's kind of keeping her head down and like sneaking peeks at things that are going on. There isn't like outright sex or anything happening, but there's just a
And
lot
there's
of
nothing wrong
phys-
with that.
No.
That
no.
said, I feel like we just want to chat about other things.
Mhm.
Outside, away from the distractions.
Here's your list back. You've eaten a doctor, but you should also see a doctor.
What state are these guys' teeth in?
Lily white.
Ate a lot of
They're perfect.
toothpicks.
And they look like they're strong.
That explains the rocks.
When he grabs the paper and he grins, and his mouth seems to be a little wider than
Oh, creepy.
some.
Oh, creepy.
And
Oh,
he
he's not
tucks
anymore.
it,
He's
tucks
not hunky
the.
anymore.
You're not that creepy.
I hope you find what you're looking for.
Yeah, you too, buddy.
It's going to take him a while.
He's working on it.
I'm really hungry.
Follow your
We
dreams.
should get out of here right now.
Follow your dreams.
No, he goes back to lounging on the kind of the steps. Can I get perception checks? A perception check from you, Pog.
Do you want me to be at disadvantage? Because I was going to tell you that we're doing something while we're out there.
Okay, what are you doing out there?
I'd like to show her a trick.
Mm-hmm.
And the trick I'd like to show her is how I can use Jasper to see and hear other things. So I'd like to go into Jasper's eyes and mind and etc. and have that connection and have Jasper run around the corner and look at some stuff. But then obviously I'm going to lose my ability to see and hear, so I'm going to have her look at me, and then Jasper's going to come back and I'll say, look, I just showed you something. This is what Jasper saw. Then we're going around the corner, and she's hopefully going to be impressed that I have this little trick. I'm trying to teach her that I can use Jasper as a way to see and hear things, and also show her that while that's happening, I lose my own senses.
Right.
So that's what we were going to do. So I can still roll if you want. I mean, Jasper still like I'm looking at things while Jasper's out doing stuff, but that was what I was going to do.
You know what?
It's up to you.
Yeah. She is impressed by the trick. I'm gonna roll.
Something else.
I'm gonna roll for her actually.
Okay.
Yeah. She's completely engrossed in the trick, and she chooses another corner for Jasper to go around, and you do it again.
Okay.
But
And
the
concept-
second time, she kind of like puts her hands on your shoulders.
This is where we're going with this, and it's
Mhm.
not. I feel a little guilty because I feel like I'm teaching a dog a trick, but
No, she's realizes that you need her in this situation.
I'm showing her what fun things we can do with Jasper,
Right.
but how I need help with it.
She's like, those other knuckleheads are probably just gonna get you in trouble. Which is fine. Trouble is fun, and all the trouble we're getting into is great. But you in particular seem to actually give a crap about getting me home.
We all want to get you home. We all
We were
do.
just trying to get that little brat home.
So we're
Cheating.
gonna play outside with Jasper and just like short little adventures for Jasper to show her how that.
Okay.
That's okay.
I
Yep.
hate this kid. Grateful little shit.
We
So
ain't giving her a jacket.
Yeah. Just out the teeth.
Didn't give her a jacket in the first
No, but
place.
we were talking about
I
it.
was thinking of
I
it.
gave her a jacket.
That
It's
didn't
true.
exist.
Well,
For 1 minute.
It was the best I could do.
Uh-oh.
while you two are outside, the sound of drums like this start to fill the air, and all the music kind of stops, and there's murmuring. People start like looking around. Then there's the sound of like a horn blaring, and you recognize this horn, Hog, as similar sound to the advancing marching of a hobgoblin war band.
Okay, this is cool.
And while you say this, while you start hearing this, obviously Lucy's gaze is drawn to the direction of the drums. And so where you came into the Sylvania, the gate was kind of at the top of a small hill, and the marching sounds. You guys don't hear this inside of the party pleasure palace, but the sounds are coming from where you came. And she says, "He looks a bit like you." And she points up above one of the buildings, and there is a devastator floating above, who's kind of keeping an eye on everything. And he starts blowing the horn. He blows his own horn, and the whole city starts.
His own horn.
He toots his own horn indeed, and the whole city just starts to scatter in all kinds of directions. A quick glance around, you realize there aren't a lot of guards here. Even the ones guarding things they're unarmed.
Okay, shit. Immediately grab her, throw her behind mage armor.
Mm-hmm.
So just let me click that off of my spell slots.
I'll get everyone to do perception checks inside.
So immediately, like as fast as I can, throw behind me mage armor, arcane ward, everything's up that I have defensively. Can I back away a little bit? Like, is there trees around? I'm not trying to hide, but like
there's trees around the pyramid, the Sensate's headquarters or base of operations in this town, and there's lots of places to get behind and under.
Okay, so depending on how much time I have, so mage armor, arcane ward.
The noise is coming from far enough away that the drumming is coming on the wind, kind of thing.
Okay.
The only thing that's making you extremely nervous is the Devastator floating above.
Yeah. Immediately message Bastille, and all I'll say, and you can incite the hell out of it, but in the most terrified, Pog has never. You don't see this emotion from Pog. Outside now, hurry.
I think I can translate that pretty well.
Yep.
Pog needs us outside now. Hurry.
I got a 19 on my perception.
Yeah. So you actually hear the dun, dun,
Yeah.
dun.
So that's military drums.
Yep. And they're getting closer. And periodically, as you crane your ear, you hear.
All right, so we go.
There's an army coming.
Cool. Let's
That's
piece
what
the
that
fuck
sounds.
out of here. See, weird mouth guy. You should probably run.
At a certain point, yeah, everyone in the pyramid starts to like listen, and
If you haven't eaten an army.
he starts covering himself up, and they all start heading towards the doorway. And now there's quite a few people all heading towards the doorway with you.
Upward.
So to the extent I can, I'd like to slink back. Like I'm not sure if I can hide, but I don't want to be in direct vision. If that
There's
makes
enough
sense.
places to move around that you don't think this hobgoblin can see you.
Okay.
So-
and I know
Yeah.
I've done a lot. Sorry.
No, it's
So
okay.
mage armor, arcane ward, message to him, and I literally have firebolt on the tip of my fingers, ready to go at a second's notice.
Okay.
And I don't know what Lucy's doing, but I grabbed her and I threw her back. Like I just shoved her behind.
Yeah, she's hiding. She's got the idea that maybe
Not saying anything to her.
Yeah.
Like there's no. So this is sort of descriptively like this is panic.
Okay.
Yep.
So you guys all make it outside. All you can hear is marching boots and the war drums.
Do we also see a floating magic hobgoblin?
Give me perception checks. Are you guys like going out into the street to look around?
I guess. Oh, I guess we're looking for Pog,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
I get an 8.
I love it.
8.
20.
Ooh.
Finally.
Yeah.
Second rolling today.
Ricky, your head just kind of like does a full swivel, almost 360, and for a minute you think you see Pog floating over a nearby building. Except that this one, his clothing is a lot in better shape, and he doesn't look nearly as friendly as Pog does. And Pog, you're not hiding; you're just off to the side.
No, I pushed back off the path. Like, so I pictured it sort of as a path with some trees around.
It's a pyramid, front door, big double door in the front, and then there's just like a grove of trees all around.
So I'm not in the trees, but I've pushed out the side. I don't want to be standing in the middle.
That's right. Okay, but you are. Would you say you're visible from the front door?
I would be visible.
Okay. Yeah. So.
I'm not hiding.
Yeah. You see Pog and Lucy sort of hanging close to. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, I'm gonna run over to them.
Pog, give us a full report.
What's with that?
No comment, just staring at that hobgoblin.
What's everyone looking at?
Pog, do we kill it? Is it bad?
Is that a cloud?
It's not good.
Okay, let's kill it. We can do it. It's
Kill
okay.
a cloud.
We can kill this cloud.
Cloud.
At a certain point, so he's sort of hovering over this hobgoblin is hovering over a building, and another hobgoblin in full battle armor climbs up onto the roof beside him, and he pulls out a not a megaphone, but a voice enhancing
A magic
phone.
rock?
No. He has something to cup around his face, and he yells, "Greetings, Sylvania. Acheron sends its regards." And then hobgoblins you start hearing the footprints of them running, and they seem to be filling the streets. One hobgoblin, now a couple.
Can we roll anything to see if the name Acheron means anything to
Can we
us?
fight him?
Yeah. You can roll a religion check. I know it's on your
Can we
map.
fight him, Pug?
Yes.
Pug!
There's how many?
There's only a handful that you can see kind of coming to the streets. They're pushing people to the ground. There's
Are they being
everyone was out.
violent? Are they being violent to the people around?
Yeah.
14.
14. Doesn't ring a bell. Again, you are from a pantheon. Your pantheon is very separate from the rest. But
But I can tell roughly where it is on the map.
yeah.
Make some assumptions.
Yeah. The hobgoblin that was seemingly floating above the building actually rises up a little higher, and you see that he's got like an iron cube that he's riding on and floating on.
Can you shoot him? Can you shoot him?
I can try.
Can you shoot him? Should we shoot him?
You can certainly try to do that.
How far away are these
How
guys?
far?
320 feet.
321.
No!
So you would be at disadvantage of the shot.
Yeah.
He's partially covered.
You said that we see the two, the full battle gear, the one floating, and how many sort of walking in from the
They've started coming in and like broken the ranks and just started harassing the populace, throwing people to the ground. Then there's like a roar, and the kind of armored warrior goblin yells, "We brought some friends!" And then this large ogre starts stomping down this
shit.
thing, and he has a chain wrapped around one arm, and he's just kind of like whipping it down onto the ground.
Oh my god. Pug, we
Are
can't.
there like people in danger?
Yeah.
Everybody is in danger.
All right.
Everyone ran out
We need
into
to
the
save
streets.
people.
Okay.
We need to save people.
So these things, the ogre is huge. It's the biggest ogre any of you have ever seen, and it is making concerted efforts to like knock people around and
How
squish
far
people.
away is it?
Hmm?
How far away is it, the ogre?
It's sort of so you're in sort of the lower part at the bottom of the hill that is Sylvania, and up the
So it's quite a distance away.
he's maybe like 70 feet away. You can see him up the and there are people like hiding and doors getting closed and things, but
So this looks like what say someone who has been in raiding parties before would recognize as like this is a small scale invasion. This is a raid.
Mm-hmm.
This is
And
war.
Pog, you would know what Acheron was. Does Ian know?
Ian knew at one point. Ian has it written down. Do you want to refresh me?
It's like where Maglubiet lives,
Oh, yes, I did. In fact, I do have it written down.
and it's just eternal war.
Eternal war.
So, Ogre appears. I'm going to take Lucy, and I'm going to turn to you. You.
I was just saying because you looked
Oh,
up when
sorry.
you said
Sorry.
wait.
Turn to you. I'm going to, like, hands on shoulders, look after her. I'm going to Misty Step to the Ogre and Shocking Grasp.
Okay. I guess that's initiative. Although let's take a little breather now before we get right into the fight. All right. So Pog, you hand over your
We can do it.
ward.
We'll redo it right before.
Yeah, and then you just disappear and hands out, ready to just grasp onto
Yeah,
this.
so bonus action, Misty Step, action, Shocking Grasp.
A shocker.
All right. We'll go for a break. Ruined again.
See you
Ruined again.
You're welcome, everybody.
We're back. Welcome back to Lost on the Great Road. I guess I should put on the dramatic music again.
What did that say?
I don't know.
Excuse me.
Was that guy in the army who yelled at us?
It can't be
Yeah,
good.
shoot him.
Whatever they said, it can't be good. So where we left off, a hobgoblin invasion led by a devastator that looks similar but dissimilar to your friend Pog was spotted hovering over a building in Sylvania.
I think we're gonna fight an army.
I think we're gonna try to fight an
He
army.
said Acheron
die.
sends its regards. And we've started off with hobgoblins have started marching into the streets, harassing Sylvanians and tossing people to the floor. When the drums started, all the people started flooding out into the streets to see what was going on, which is what people do. And now a larger than you're used to lumbering ogre with a huge chain has started just plowing down the thoroughfare. And Pog, taking the initiative, has run out to do a shocking grasp.
Misty Step there.
Misty Step and doing a shocking grasp. So actually you did end up getting the highest initiative. So you will be going first. I will give you one bonus round, like a bonus round of
Like a surprise, kind of?
yeah. So that includes your Misty Step and the and I will let you get one surprise. The shocking grasp is an attack roll, right?
Yeah, so for my action it's Shocking Grasp, for my bonus action it's Misty Step.
Yep,
I just
perfect.
took them in reverse.
I'll give you advantage on the Misty on the the shocking grasp. So roll with advantage on that attack, because you are indeed surprising this ogre. There he is now.
You missed him. He's gone.
Jesus, what the hell?
2
That's
ones.
the best roll I've ever seen.
What'd you get?
2 ones. Part of it. I'm thrown off. This is upsetting me.
Yeah. Well, what's your total?
That's
That's an automatic miss. What am I talking
yeah.
about?
It's
It's
a 1 in 400 chance.
That's fine.
You missed twice on a single attack somehow.
2 ones.
Yeah. So you
I'm
get up there and
flustered.
you have to
amazing.
touch them to do it, right?
Yep.
Yeah, so you just kind of slap your hand down on his chest as he's coming forward, and he looks right down at you. And he just roars. His mouth is big enough to encompass your whole head if he wants to, and just like spit and every meal this ogre has ever eaten is just like blasted. The smell of it is blasted over your face. Now you get your turn.
This is awkward.
Surrender.
Smack. Smack.
Yeah. His huge belly is still rippling from the shocking grasp attack.
Yeah. No, I'm. Just one die. I'm trying again. Shocking Grasp again for my action.
Okay. There it is now.
Shit. So that would be
Maybe.
15.
That hits.
Okay. Perfect.
Yes.
It's 1d8. My apologies for being slow. 3.
3 damage.
Yeah.
Okay.
And what's near me? So is the ogre like in the middle of the clearing?
He's clearing a path through people. His chain was knocking things down. There are injured people slammed up against walls on either side. And they're, like, he's pulling the chain up and it's, like, pulling off of a person.
Pulling off a person.
Yeah, well, it's slammed down onto a person.
Oh.
Like
Okay.
person goo.
So do the shocking glass for 3, and then what's around me, Jordan? Can I book it to, like, is there?
There's buildings on either side, taverns and pubs. There's a 2-story tavern with rooms with windows overlooking the street. There's some options there.
Within 30 feet?
Sure.
Okay, I'm gonna book it into the closest building I can see.
That
That has 2 levels, like that has a
Sure.
roof.
But you are not disengaging.
I'm not, but shocking grasp, he can't take a reaction.
When it successfully hits.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Ooh.
So he's, yeah. So you finally hit him with that. It doesn't do a lot of physical damage, but the bolt of like thunder like goes up the chain a little bit, and he kind of spazzes for a second.
3 points of damage. That's your pog. Everyone,
Yeah!
damage
That's
dealing
that
wizard.
Put it on the board.
Oh.
Does anybody want to like disguise self?
I could do that.
Yeah, I bet you if you make someone look like a hobgoblin, they won't get attacked.
Ship sails.
Unless they run right up to the giantest thing here. Pat them on the chest.
All right. So
And as I run, Jordan, I'm gonna try and I'm gonna be taunting the ogre as I run into the building. Not that I don't know if it'll matter, but
sure.
What are you saying to it?
just like
Yeah, no, it definitely like as the shocking grass wears off, it starts like looking over towards you are.
swearing his stuff and.
Oh my
So
God,
the-
Pug. Get out there.
The voice of the armored hobgoblin on the top says, says like a rallying cry in hobgoblin, and then says, well, the rallying cry is take this city by force, and it's then in common he says, for Rygus, for Asheron. And then all of the hobgoblins that are just harassing the people in the street, like look up to him and they salute and then roar and go back to what they're doing, seemingly emboldened. So that brings us to Ricky. Ricky.
Ricky. So I have this kid now, thanks a lot. Okay.
You guys aren't seen yet, I'm gonna say for now.
Yeah, that's true.
Hog caused enough of a scene that. Yeah. So what do you want?
Okay, I'm gonna turn to the kid and I'm like, kid, remember when I taught you how to sneak? Do that right now, behind the trees.
Okay.
Does she have the javelin still?
Yeah, she doesn't let it leave her side.
Alright, that's awesome.
Yeah, okay. I rolled a sneak for her.
Okay.
She ducks off towards the trees. Actually
Can I
climbs
see?
up into one.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Can I see where she went?
What's your passive perception? It's pretty good, right?
14.
Yeah, okay. She didn't. You caught her. You just caught her where she was going.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good job. I'm so proud. Okay. Bow and arrow. I'm gonna aim for the thing Pog attacked.
All right. You're engaging.
8 plus 6. Oh, no math. 8, 9, 10, 11,
14.
12, 14.
It hits.
Yes!
And you said that they don't know we're there, right?
Yeah. So technically, you can get the attack at advantage.
Also, you can sneak.
You can sneak attack. So roll again to see if you get a 20, and then
7.
and now roll with your sneak attack damage.
6. I got all ones.
Oh dear.
So 3 plus 4.
7 total.
Yeah. so much potential.
Yeah, so your short bow, you let loose an arrow, and it does hit the ogre, but his flesh is just like so thick that it doesn't seem to bother him that much. Yeah, with 2 C's. And also the chain that sort of he's got the chain wrapped around him, and it's kind of giving him an impromptu kind of armor.
And then I'm gonna hide behind the tree.
Okay. Give me a sneak
That's my.
stealth roll.
Do I roll for that? Do I bonus action? I don't just get it.
You haven't done anything with your bonus action, right?
No.
Yeah, so you're hiding with your bonus action.
Yeah.
Cool.
Do I roll still?
Go ahead. Do it.
Do it. Jeez. 3 plus
Okay.
stealth, right?
Yeah.
6, 7, 9.
Cool.
Slightly less than average.
Yeah. You
Did the
have-
kid do better than me?
Huh?
Did the kid stealth better than me?
By a margin. A stiff margin. All right.
Wait, your stealth is 6.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine. All right. Sorry.
Did I do math?
All right.
My
At this point, the hobgoblins, just the regular militia, you see the ones that aren't in the battle, which I guess is everybody right now. You don't see this Pog because you're heading up inside the building, but one of them has an Eladrin that looks like he's in silk pajamas, basically, down with his boot on his chest, and he says, "Where's your leader?" And then the elf replies, "She's gone. I don't know where she is." And then the hobgoblin just slits the elf's throat, and it starts to bleed out over the. Similar kind of conversations are happening everywhere, and people are just being discarded like trash off to the left and right of the street. There are civilians everywhere. Like the place is just swarming with people that are not ready for a fight.
Yeah, they also want to talk to Silken.
Theseus.
Yeah. How far away am I from the ogre?
So you Misty stepped and then moved to get there, right? So I'm gonna say 50 feet.
Sure. And how far am I from the one who seems to be in charge?
He's up on a roof like 100 feet away.
Like 100 feet away?
Yeah, and undercover.
How tall is this roof?
Tall enough so that where you're standing, he's kind of blocked
Right.
a little bit.
I mean, but I can fly a little bit.
It's 2 stories tall.
Okay, 2 stories. That's enough to be a problem.
He's also standing behind a chimney.
Yeah,
He's reading a newspaper.
Santa?
yeah, the eyes are cut out.
All right. Well, I will use my movement to move forward, and my action.
What direction is forward in your mind?
Sorry, towards.
The street?
Are the ogre and the devastator like close-ish? to
So
one another?
you
The
came
same
down a
direction?
thoroughfare
Yeah.
that's sort of like this. You're at the base of a hill,
Right.
and then so the thoroughfare is maybe like 20 feet across. It's fairly wide, and the hovering hobgoblin mage and the general or whatever you want to refer to him as are standing on a building. It's kind of just out of view. You see more of the Devastator because they're floating on their cube, but then you see just the top of and the general barking orders. So they're
They don't know that I'm here. You know what? No. Let's. Cover means that I get disadvantage, right?
they get a bump to armor class
Get a bump to armor class.
on attack rolls. Yeah, and a bonus to dexterity saves.
Okay. Sure. You know what? I'm gonna blow a chromatic orb at the leader.
Okay.
He said we have advantage because they don't know we're here.
Yes. The leader in your mind is the floating guy in the cube or the armored guy?
The armored guy.
Cool.
The one who yelled the war cry and
Cool.
all that jazz. Yeah, so I'm gonna blow a 2nd level chromatic orb at him. That's a 16.
The the hobgoblin in the armor turns to make another proclamation of war in a different direction, and the orb like passes behind him. But it catches the eye of the hovering robed hobgoblin, and now his focus is intently on what's going on down there.
Great. I will then use my movement to step behind a tree.
Okay.
Cover.
We are kicking ass, everyone.
Well,
Oh, guess whose turn it is next?
Hazel's?
no,
nope.
the guy I just pissed
Hazel
off.
rolled a 3.
Lucy's.
Lucy, it works on your turn, and unless she's with you, she doesn't get to attack. So,
Oh, shoot. I had a bonus action I wanted to do. It is probably too late. I was going to cast Shield of Faith as a bonus action.
yeah, that's fine. I haven't done anything with him yet.
I mean, particularly because I noticed him noticing me. That sounded a little more romantic than I meant it
Like, ooh.
Okay, so
Freaking
the robed
very differently than I expected.
the robed
Smooch fight.
the robed hobgoblin floats up into the middle of, like on the cube up into the middle of the street, and
I think go right into the Sunset Pleasure Palace there. Yeah. Pop it. Yeah.
looks down in the direction that that your attack came from.
Giant
And-
ball of lightning.
Yeah, and sees your particular group sort of half amongst the trees, and kind of making eye contact with Anika. You're kind of not hidden, right?
I guess not.
I mean, you came out, but you didn't specify you were like moving behind a tree or anything yet.
I did not do that. No.
Okay, so makes eye contact with you, the first person that they can see, and then just
Still topless. I am still topless.
It is
No,
the next
we
day.
went to sleep. That's right. I got dressed.
but maintaining eye contact with you and like a very toothsome grin lights a building on fire just across the street, and just launches it through a window, plate glass window that explodes inwards, firebolt spell, and the inside of the bedroom inside like lights up in flames, and there's screams.
Totally hitting on you. It's
The only way they know
Gotta
how.
light up the bedroom, babe.
All right, Bastille.
Am I near any of these civilians being harangued by hobgoblins?
You're a few steps away from them.
I will intervene in the hobgoblin
Okay.
bullying.
Haranguement.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm going to walk
Send
up
PA
to one of the hobgoblins and say, "These are civilians and these are against the terms of war. Face me!" And I will then warhammer the hobgoblin.
Okay.
Hey, you over there.
Is a 19 a hit?
19 to hit.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. I am also going to expend a first level spell slot to use Divine Smite.
This is against just a regular hobgoblin.
Yeah, I just want to put him down for sure. Let's see what
Yep.
he can do. So that's 6, 9. So 15 points of damage.
Yeah. So your warhammer strikes true and just crushes this hobgoblin.
Whoa.
And you have to shake the hammer to kind of get him off of the end of it. The
Whoa.
person who he was harassing, he had his sword. He didn't expect you there, and he had his sword at the elf's neck, and the person has a nick, but not enough to like cut an artery because the sudden impact like knocked the hobgoblin away.
Duck and cover! And then I will yell to the hobgoblins, "I am a target! I am a valid target!" As I start just smashing my hammer against the shield.
Make a persuasion roll.
Sure.
Magical chip.
I got 10.
Okay. Good to know. You have a little bit of movement left.
Oh,
You didn't have to move more than 10 feet to get to somebody.
Alright, I will continue approaching other hobgoblins, making a show of myself being a valid target to hit. Fight me.
Yeah, so you start walking towards a group of 2 of them that are starting to do stuff. Nika.
And just put chip in my mouth.
Whose
Okay.
fault's that?
So, it was the armored one that looked at me. No, it was the floaty guy that looked
Yeah,
at me.
he's got robes that are very similar to Pog's, but tattered.
Okay.
Not tattered, pardon me. Same kind of hairdo, same kind of blue nose, and yeah, he shot a fireball
Alright.
into a. He's
and
hovering above the street.
really far, right? Like he's pretty far away.
He's about 40 feet up.
Okay.
He's not that far.
So I'm gonna do.
Your range to him is 50 feet.
Yeah, that's still too far. So I'm going to also, like Bastille, like go for the bullying hobgoblins to try and cut some of that down. But I'm gonna run at one and hit them with my club while also making eye contact with
Sure.
that jerk.
It's very intimate.
This is you.
That is a 18.
That is.
That is an 8 bludgeoning damage, and as I bring my great club down, all you hear is "Suck it!" Ring out.
And indeed, the hobgoblin doth suck it as you cave in its head and it collapses to the ground.
And then I point right at.
You should
the
point
bloody
with the
guy.
club.
Yeah,
like,
with the club. Yeah.
Calling the shot, you know?
And then I'm going to use my bonus action to give bardic inspiration to Pog.
Nice.
He has to hear you. Do you have to see him? He's inside a building, that's all.
They just have to be within 60 feet and hear me.
Okay. Yeah, I'll allow that then. I imagine you could bellow.
Oh, I can bellow.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm just like, this one's for you, Pog! And that's his inspiration.
Yeah, so Pog, you've got a d6 of inspiration you can use on pretty much any roll,
Yeah.
including damage, I think.
Yeah.
So, it's now Azel's turn. Azel has kind of been trying to blend in a bit with the woods as his ranger nature would suggest.
I imagine he'll
he's,
hide behind a tree, pull out his crossbow, and
I would say that he would not hide.
okay.
Yeah.
Well, he will pull out his crossbow and shoot the flying guy.
Shoot at the flying guy? Okay. Go for it.
19.
Ooh.
That hits.
8 damage. NPC. NPC.
Yeah, so definitely the arrow sinks into the side of the hobgoblin mage, and his focus is now completely directed on Hazel and anyone standing near him. That brings us to our big friend. I'm gonna say that you, Nika and Bastille, have made enough of a scene to kind of pull his gaze off of the guy who slaps his belly, and he just takes a few steps forward, completely ignorant of any hobgoblins or anything that's around. But he pulls up the chain, and I'm gonna get everyone to do a dexterity saving throw.
That's the opposite of what I wanted.
Everyone or everyone?
Sorry, Nika. By everyone, I mean only Nika and
Bastille.
Bastille.
Oh.
18.
Nice.
Is a 4 enough?
A 4 is never enough. So you take some damage. That'll 10 points of bludgeoning damage and are knocked prone.
Ow.
And Nika, you take 5 points, cut in half to 2
Okay.
points of bludgeoning, and you manage to jump up just enough to get the chains kind of, but they kind of catch your ankles as they go by. Amazingly, the few civilians, the few elves, the denizens of this village, still standing, jump and get out of the way as well. They're focusing all of their attention on the ogre because it seems like this is the most dangerous thing. However, you can see hobgoblins, like more of them spilling down the hill. Which brings us to the top of the round. Pog. We're gonna say you got in and up the stairs. You use your movement to get to a window now. Is that your plan?
Sure.
This seems to be like a tavern. There's a few people that are looking out the front window as you come in. They don't pay you any attention.
And how far would be the ogre from said window?
A second story window? He moved a little closer, so let's say he's about 30 feet away.
Okay. And the Devastator?
You can't see him from where the window is. He's too high up, and I mean, I guess you could maybe hang out the window. You'd have to like crack the window and lean out. Right now, you have the advantage of them not knowing where you are.
Okay. So I want to. And and the building that I'm in, where is that building in relation to where I last saw the Devastator? Same side of the street?
He was further up the way and above.
It's on another building.
Yeah, further up.
Okay. Out the window, firebolt at the ogre.
Okay.
Please and thank you.
Make an attack roll.
Going to
Don't forget you got that inspiration die you can add.
What'd you get on the attack?
I'm just calculating what I can do. Not great at the moment. Okay, so I wasn't a super high roll.
Just give me the number, bud.
An 8.
Okay, that's a miss.
Can I then, whatever movement I have left, or I don't know how it works, but get Jasper to run out? I want her.
You need to roll initiative for Jasper.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, it's alright, I forgot.
4. I don't know if she had a bonus. 4. Let's go with 4.
I imagine the ferret's got like at least a +1.
I'll look it up.
4 or 5 are effectively the same on this initiative list. So.
Okay, so 4. Let's say 4. Okay, so
So you'll have to command her.
Yep, that's fine.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So your firebolt flies out and doesn't the ogre isn't even phased. He's just got the chains and he's winding up another slam.
Okay.
Which brings us to
The void.
the armored
No?
armored guy.
Oh shit.
Okay, he you kind of lose track of where he goes. He goes off the edge of the building, seemingly to jump down into another part of the village, and is out of view. Ricky. But you can hear his bellows like coming from echoing across commands and orders, and both in Hobgoblin and in Common.
Okay, the floaty dude is looking at Nika. Is he? Can I get sneak attack on that? Is Nika close enough?
No ally within 5 feet of him, unfortunately.
On account of him being 40 feet straight in the air.
Yeah.
Oh. Right.
You're still amongst the trees. That the exit entrance from that the Smooch Palace, right?
Right.
Okay, so yeah, he's about 50 feet in a straight line from where you're standing to where he is.
Okay. Okay, can I just attack some goblins by Nika? Or
Sure.
hobgoblins for
Sure.
the short bow?
Yep.
Just...
That's a miss, I'm sad to say.
Uh,
These hobgoblins are pretty decked out, and seemingly supernaturally lifts up, the one that you're shooting at lifts up a shield, and the arrow gets stuck in. Right? But he's
Dick.
focusing on, they're focusing on something else, yeah.
well, I guess that's that.
Good try.
Any movement?
I can't do an arrow, like a short bow shot as a bonus, actually.
You could do you would have to do an offhand attack, but if you're using a short bow, you're using both your hands.
Yeah.
You'd have to pull out, you need 2 hand crossbows, or you'd need to be throwing daggers.
Okay. Alright.
This playlist has all the sounds that
That's
we need.
that.
Chains and
Yeah.
lightning and fireballs. It's good. I'm impressed with myself, although I just randomly picked one. Okay, that's Ricky. So that brings us to the Hobby Gobbies in the streets. So there are two that Bastille you ran up to, and they're both going to make attacks.
Please do. I'm also prone, by the way.
Oh, you're prone, yeah. Thanks for reminding me.
No problem.
So that's an unnatural 20 and also some bonus.
Yeah, weird, it's missed.
23.
Yeah, misses. I don't understand it either, but there you go.
And they do.
Weird.
I said they were a shield, so they do 3d6 damage to you.
Seems like a lot.
Unless you get all ones like I did.
Seems a little excessive.
See, I mean, they could, I was lying down here.
13 points
Okay.
of slashing damage.
Is that a big hit for you?
That's moderate.
Chop, chop.
And yeah, they seem to have like a fire in their eyes that you recognize from battle. Like when you're in the moment. The other one does the same. Not the exact same yet. 16. No, sorry, 19.
No.
So the other one, despite you lying prone on the ground, can't seem to get through the metal and wood armor, and his longsword gets stuck, and he has to pull it out of whatever literal barrel chest you have. The one that's near Ricky is going. Near Nika is going to make an attack. That's 21.
Yeah, that hits.
Okay. You take 2 points of slashing damage from their longsword attack.
Right.
Paper cut.
It's appearing like these hobgoblins are numerous, but they are the rank and file. No one else is really engaged any hobgoblins in there.
Not in short range. Two more have come out of the woods on the other side of the pyramid, coming up behind where you are. They're going to just use their time to get up to you. Which brings us to Theseus. Yep. Theseus probably still thinks that the guy who can do magic is a bigger threat than the mooks who walked up close to him, so I'll blast the magic guy again. Are the two who are close, like, in hand-to-hand range? Great, then I will fly 10 feet away from them first, and then blast the magic floaty guy.
Okay. Is it a bonus action to fly away? Okay.
Actually, I don't even know if it's a bonus action. I think I just get to do it whenever I cast a... Doesn't matter. I'm not using a bonus action. I'll check that afterwards.
Okay.
And it doesn't provoke opportunity attacks. And I will blast this jerk. Yeah, exactly. No, except I'm gonna actually shoot the air, not even near him.
Alright.
I get 6.
This is
so-
another...
Chromatic orb, yeah.
Yeah, because you actually don't have a diamond, I think is the problem. No, I'm just kidding. Your chromatic orb does fire, but it fires off. The Devastator gives a chuckle, and you wonder if there is some kind of ward around him that's making him... Because it can't be possible that you're missing every time.
No.
It is now the Devastator's turn. He, who's in the tree area? You, and the kid is up in the tree. Yeah, okay. 1 second, I gotta look up a spell here.
Don't kill the kid on Ricky's watch. The hog will kill Ricky.
While Jordan is looking
With
up
my
the
3
spell,
points of damage.
this is an
I
excellent
worry too
opportunity for
much.
us to talk about not murdering children just because they're in trees.
Yeah.
Don't kill kids in trees.
Blah, blah, blah. Alright,
This
so...
Service announcement has been brought to you by Common Decency. Common Decency. Give it a try sometime.
So the hobgoblin looks down and in common says, "Today, this village and everyone in it burns." And he starts to swirl his hands around and forms a large ball of fire, which he blasts down into your general vicinity. I need
Fireballs, eh?
Yeah, I need Theseus and Ricky to make a and Hazel to make a dexterity save.
Let me roll for Azel.
Sure.
Let me see if I have enough d6s for this.
Where does my saves?
Oh, thank goodness. Thanks, thanks, sweet dice babies.
Azel gets a 14.
I really like attack rolls rather than saving throws.
24 for Ricky.
24, huh?
24.
Tamale.
Ricky's like jumping on the fireball, jumping
12.
around it.
You're like, I can
Oh,
fly!
Finally.
I actually feel really good about that 12. Like, I don't think it's going to be
Solid
enough,
12, yeah.
but it's better than I expected.
So Ricky, you got a 24,
Yeah.
Hazel got a 14, and then you got a 12. Okay, so you're taking the full brunt of the
Yeah.
damage, and you other two are taking half. It's 8d6.
Do you want us to keep so are we tracking Azel's hit points ourselves?
Yes, you are.
What a comical
God damn it. Okay.
number of dice to roll.
Oh my god.
I haven't hit that 12 for quite a while.
10, 20, 21. So Ricky and Hazel take 10, and Theseus, you take 21
Sure.
as the fires of hell light up around you.
That's
You
it.
notice as the fireballs burn, you turn to look, and the hobgoblins that are there have like a shield or something around them. That's the fire is like skipping around them as though they've got some kind of barrier.
Bastards.
I thought you were gonna say they turn to Ash.
That is his
Bad UI.
action.
Why can't I just hit minus to do damage to myself?
And then he starts to zip up, like back up the hill. Just looks like he's got fire bolts in each hand, ready to just kind of shoot at the buildings on either side.
What a dick.
That brings us to Bastille.
I just bought a house here. This sucks.
Wow.
Alright, well. I
market's
will
gonna
get up
crash.
for prone. The chain ogre, is that. Like, how far away from me is that thing?
He needs to be within.
He hit me with his chain.
Yeah, he needs to be within 10 feet, so he's
Right.
10 feet away.
Okay. Oh, I guess I used my move action to get up, though.
Half your move.
Oh, good. Okay, so can I just move to him then and hit him with my warhammer? Sort of like he hit me with his chain, but like way less effective.
Yep.
Cool. All right. Finally, a combatant worth my while. I say shortly before dying.
As I
All right.
perish.
I got a 16 hit.
Yep, that's good.
Sweet.
He's a large target.
I do 12 points of damage.
Woof.
Bludgeoning damage specifically.
Yay.
That hurty him.
Now what?
Well, that's really up to you. What's left? You have bonus action.
No, I theoretically I have a bonus action. Yeah, you know what? As long as I'm awake and alive, is that touch? 1 second. Excuse me,
Time
please.
alert.
Gotta look up spell.
Wouldn't it be weird if you were awake but not alive?
Well, I mean, all right. So as a bonus action, I will cast. Let's say I'll cast Sanctuary on Nika. So you are now warded against attack, and until this spell ends, a creature who targets you must make a Wisdom saving throw first, and on a failed save, they have to target somebody else or lose the attack or spell.
There's something about you that is they just don't want to hurt you. What is this spell? What is your spell save?
It's like 12, I think. Yep, 12.
And that's a whiz.
Sure is.
Nika, you feel like a warm flame, like being near a not necessarily being
Right.
on fire, but like being near a hearth, kind
Yeah.
of like.
Are you saying that I feel warmed by Bastile's love for me? Because
I'm
that's
not
how I'm.
saying- I'm not
That's how
saying-
I'm choosing to believe it.
It's like a warm hug from a metal man.
It's what gets me through the night. Okay.
Metal slide on a hot day.
Oh god.
But less unpleasant?
No.
No. It's exactly like that.
Okay.
Depends
So.
what you're gonna
Floaty dude. How far away is Floaty dude now?
You
With
moved
the
out into the
fireballs?
street, but then he moved again. He's maybe 60 feet away from you.
Fine by me. So I'm going to cast Cloud of Daggers on
Yeah.
him. And so when he starts his turn, in the daggers, he'll take a bunch of damage. Or if he moves into the daggers, he'll take damage.
So it makes a
But,
cube
like,
of daggers.
a cube
You're,
of
you're putting it
daggers.
around him for the first part.
Yeah, for the first part. Yeah.
But it doesn't move once it's.
No.
What's the width on it?
5 feet on each side.
Damn.
Okay, so it encompasses a medium-sized spot. Got it. Cool. Let me remind me at the beginning of this turn.
Yeah, and then I'm going to bonus action Bardic Inspiration to Theseus.
Okay. It is Jasper's turn.
Jasper is gonna get as far as she can to the ogre.
Over to the ogre.
Yeah, so I'll
What's
toss,
Jasper's movement?
toss her at the window. Jasper's
That guy
movement.
Just like into a bow, like straight weasel, like shot. There's something there. You can make that work.
I have everything written down: stealth, perception, everything but movement to be 2 seconds. Story.
If only you had a card that had a drawing of a weasel on it and all the details of a weasel. If only a good friend gave you a full set.
Uh-oh.
I'll bring it next week.
Yeah.
Called out. Yeah, there's
I'm a
still
jerk.
our signature
That's actually very
left.
true. This would be a perfect. This would be a perfect time when I would pull out my deck of Minotaur.
Turning it
30
into an
feet.
advertisement doesn't make it better.
30 feet.
I'll leave it
30
on.
feet?
Thank you.
Yeah, I would have to dash to get to it.
That's not fun. Weasel will run 30 feet towards. No, we'll dash. It's Weasel's turn. So we'll dash to the ogre.
Okay, so down the wall,
Yeah, as
across,
far. Yeah,
and
getting
just
up.
trying to climb up. And can I get an athletics or acrobatics check or whatever weasels are good at?
What about?
One of those two things.
Wait, you want a wisdom check to climb the ogre? Come on.
So I roll. What do I add? I don't.
Strength or dex.
Yeah, whatever's the best between the two. I imagine it's dexterity.
11.
Yeah, okay, that's enough.
Okay,
So
so
it gets
just-
up. You're not trying to hide the weasel from the ogre, right?
Nope. It's a little tiny albino-looking weasel climbing up its back.
Okay, but it's like not a stealthy weasel.
It can be stealthy, but it's not stealthy at the moment.
Yeah. Okay. It's used all of its actions just to get.
Yep.
It may later become an electric weasel. That well-known
Okay.
species.
The weasel is in place. Azel's turn.
Deploy.
Azel spots the two hobgoblins that are
You've been,
coming up on
you've
you.
been running him.
He's scorched.
Oh yeah, he took some damage. Sure, yeah, he'll engage in hand-to-hand combat with one of the hobgoblins, the nearer one. So he gets 2 longsword attacks and a short sword attack.
All right, make a longsword attacks first.
Yep. That's 5, 16 and 20.
The 16 misses. The 20 hits.
These are more intense hobgoblins. Alright, so they do 1d8 plus 3 damage. 6. And then
Okay.
short sword gets a 20, not natural, and does 9 damage.
Whoa.
Yeah. So Azel brings the swords down, stabs into it, and just kind of pulls the hobgoblin apart, and it splatters everywhere and falls to the ground. The other hobgoblins just kind of growls to look at him as you see like a couple more hobgoblins coming over the pyramid, looking like they're ready to get the drop down. It just seems like every time you kill one, there's 2 more. It is the ogre's turn. He is mad. He's mad as hell.
Why is he mad?
Well, he's been stabbed. He's got a weasel on him.
I mean, I'd be mad if a weasel was crawling on me.
He's losing a game of hide a weasel from the ogre, which is like. All right. So there's Bastille. There's a whooshing sound as you hear the chain swing,
Oh no.
and then it smashes down onto you. Maybe.
Yeah, okay.
Dashes down onto and or near you.
19.
Let's miss.
Ah,
Whoa!
Sorry.
frickin'. God
Ooh, my
damn.
easy
It
friends.
is super cool if it hit. It's cool if it hit.
Well, it was cooling breeze that actually I wouldn't feel.
Now
like
you know how we feel, Jordan.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't care. All right.
There's something super cool in the dirt, though.
He gets mad. He backs. He starts to back up, but his eyes are right on you, and he's 10 feet away, so he's out of your reach. But he's got the chain ready for another wind up. Hog, top of the round.
Okay. What do tell me? What do I have to do to get to the Devastator from the second floor of this building, or see the Devastator?
You need to be up on the roof to get a good idea where he went. You saw him go by, so
Okay.
Yeah.
So there's a roof I can get to.
you could go out the window and up.
Okay. Would that take my whole turn or my movement?
Are you particularly a good climber?
I'm willing to risk it.
Can you Misty Step again?
Good.
Yeah, it would require an athletics check to get up there, and you're moving at half your movement speed, so you would just kind of have enough speed to hook around to the roof and pull yourself up. It's not complicated. You're tall, and
And there's no stairs or anything that lead up to.
they don't. Some of the buildings do have roof access. This one doesn't. A lot of the buildings have like flat tops that have little cafes and things on them, but this one's got slope.
Okay.
Slope
Step 1. Shocking grasp through the weasel
onto the ogre.
onto the ogre. So it's the weasel's reaction.
Yep. Make an attack roll. The weasel's little face goes back into bite mode
16.
and hits.
Nice. Go, Weasel, go.
Electric Weasel.
Weasel.
Eh.
4 damage. Damage, please.
5 points.
And it can't take reactions.
And it can't take reactions until its next turn.
That's a very useful extra effect. Yeah.
It is when you're a wizard.
Yep. The ogre is like wriggling, trying to figure out the source of this bite. All right.
And I will then, I'll start the climb, but I'm going to go cautiously with my movement, so I won't try and dash or whatever. Like, not dash, but I'll get as far as you'll let me go using all of my movement to, maybe it will take me 2 movements to get up to the top of the roof.
Give me an athletics check, and I'll let you do it at advantage if you're saying you're giving up your whole turn to just.
All my
You're not going to
movement
get to do anything else.
Yeah, that's, yeah.
Action and bonus action if you want to concentrate your way up.
How far is it to just drop to the ground?
20 feet.
I'm in. I'm jumping out the window.
You just came into the building.
Don't worry about it. Things aren't rational at this moment.
Okay. Give me an athletics check, please.
You still have inspiration, also, don't forget that.
I know, and I'm saving it for a thing. 3.
For a damage roll.
You take 3 points of ground damage as you slam into the ground.
Okay.
And you're prone.
Perfect.
I'll let you
that's
stand
fine.
up with half your movement.
On my next turn. Yeah, I'm
And
good.
you can have your action
Okay.
this turn.
I'm done.
You can have
I
it.
did my touching grasp. So even though it's the weasel's reaction,
Oh.
it's still my
Okay.
action.
So, but you are standing. You're not prone. Right?
Okay.
You're just embarrassed.
So I'm done.
No one saw it.
All right. No sign of our armored hobgoblin friend. So now we go to Ricky.
Okay, are the trees we are in on fire?
Yeah, they're the tops. Some of the parts of them, they're evergreen kind of things, and the kind of grease. Yeah, the grease in the pine needles
So the
is
kids,
like
the kids up in the tree that's on fire?
that. The kid's tree is not on fire. To be a perception.
All the others are?
Well, no, he aimed in such a way that he hit one side and not the other.
How does the ogre look? Does it look like it's
He when he showed up, he was full of arrows. So it's really hard to tell exactly how injured this guy is.
Okay.
12 perception.
Yeah, you can't see the kid in the tree at all. But the
Lucy!
tree's not on fire.
Lucy!
Sure.
She responds?
No.
Friggin' goddamn! Okay, I'm gonna climb up the tree she went up.
Hmm?
I'm gonna climb up the tree she went up.
You have a couple of hobgoblins you're gonna.
One hobgoblin?
One hobgoblin you're gonna have to move past.
Okay, I'll fuck him up and then I'll move past him.
Okay.
Short sword.
So here's a chance if you can get your short sword and a dagger out, you could use your bonus action on him as well.
Yeah. Okay. We'll do that. 8 plus 6. 14.
Yeah, so the short sword drags across the front of the chainmail and doesn't get through.
Okay. 7 plus 6.
No, the dagger goes forward and the chain kind of blocks the point of the blade.
Lucy! And that's my turn.
Yeah, I guess you can't. If you move, you'll get attacked.
That's it.
Okay. Boop,
Well, I
boop,
could
boop.
disengage.
Use your bonus action to do your dagger stab.
Right, you're right.
You can move if you want.
Nope.
And I will let you get to the tree, but the hobgoblin will attack you. It's not a guaranteed hit or anything, or he's not an advantage.
True. Alright, screw it. I'm gonna go to the tree.
Okay.
Attack me, see what happens.
22.
A
Yes!
22 happens.
And you take, maximum 7 points of slashing damage as the blade kind of goes down your back.
Yeah.
Oh, right. From the...
This leaves like a scar down the leather jacket.
Oh, Jackie, you bastard!
I found the heart of your character,
You're gonna die.
and I stabbed it.
Do I see that?
Yeah. These hobgoblins are making a big show of every attack they make.
I got you, Ricky.
The two hobgoblins on the roof, it's their turn. They jump down on either side of you. Theseus, you floated out. Well, whatever. They they jump down and move over towards you. Yep. They each take a swing at you.
Can't let no. Gee, I can't murder happen.
I need really high to hit you, don't I? 18?
Oh, I should have made that misses anyway. I needed to make a concentration roll when I got fireballed. How does that work again?
You have to do the half the damage or 10.
Concentration.
Half the damage or 10, whatever's higher. So in this case, it's the same.
It's
so
the same.
Constitution saving throw to beat a 10.
Yeah.
I don't think that makes it, but it'll actually depend on con +4. Yes, that makes it.
Okay.
So my AC is still 21.
No, these guys can't get at you, unfortunately. Your armorness is too strong. The one that Ricky ran past, chases after her. Ooh, no, I'm sorry, a natural 20.
Me?
Yeah, 27.
Oh my
So
god.
that's 2d6 plus 1, another 8 points of damage.
Oh boy. Your birdie's not doing good.
It says, where you going, little bird?
That's not a lot.
Out in the street, a couple of hobgoblins come running past where the Devastator is, and they come out from behind the ogre, and head towards you. 21.
Who, me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You take 5 points of bludgeoning damage.
Concentration check with Sanctuary. I think I make that. That's a 12. Yeah, I do. Okay. Sorry, how much damage?
5.
Okay.
Nika, where were you at this point?
There's still one by me, so far as I'm aware. I was still by that one. I just didn't attack it. I didn't attack
Okay.
the daggers.
Another one comes up to flank you, and they both take swings at you.
Great.
Wisdom save first, please.
Oh yeah, a wisdom save for both.
Thank you.
How wise are you, hobgoblins?
Not of our
One of them is wise, and the other one is not wise.
Okay. So the one who's not wise has to choose a different target or lose the attack or whatever they do.
He comes charging towards you, and then it's almost like you've disappeared in front of him, and he just turns and takes a swing at the steel instead.
There you go.
Thanks, bro.
No good deed and all that.
22.
That is a hit. I make that
Oh,
concentration
no.
check again.
6 points.
I failed the concentration check, so that spell's now over. 6
Okay.
points. Okay.
And then the other one gets its attack in on Ricky. On Nika.
I was gonna say I am dead then.
I'm rolling pretty decently, I'm sorry. 19 plus
Yeah,
6,
yeah, yeah,
22.
That hits.
And you take 5 points of slashing damage as another longsword attack comes down.
Okay. Guys, my boyfriend got hurt protecting me. My metal boyfriend.
That's so romantic.
Theseus.
That's so romantic. It is.
I'm gonna growl at the flying mage. I can do that too. And I'm gonna throw another ball of angry magic at him.
Okay, the same ball of angry magic.
As I always do, yep. I know at some point that you're gonna throw up somebody who just, like, doesn't take lightning damage against me, but Theseus's default is always gonna be lightning.
Don't tell him that.
Oh It's a 17. Sure, let's use the Bardic Inspiration. Does a 20 hit?
Yep.
Nice.
Alright, and yeah, I'm gonna channel the Wrath of my god to do max damage, so that's 32 light damage.
Wow.
What's the range on this? 100 and something?
It's 90 feet.
6 miles.
And I, again, fly 10 feet away from the people who are next to me.
Sorry,
before I cast
32
it.
points of damage?
Yes.
Amazing. The cow's magnificent.
Yeah,
That's
so
my last
lightning
second.
crackles across the sky, and as though on cue, a lightning bolt gets drawn down from the perfectly blue sky above, and fries this floating hobgoblin where he floats. He turns and like the tips of his hair have been blown out and they're smoking, and his robe is just like in tatters.
Are all my daggers now electrical daggers too?
All your daggers?
He's in a cloud of daggers.
Oh. No, that's not what would happen. But you do get to do your dagger
Unfortunately,
attack
they're
against
magic.
him.
I do?
Or he
Is it
does a
his turn
save or
now?
something?
No, he just takes the damage.
Okay.
Is it his turn now though?
Yeah, that's Theseus' turn. Unless you got anything else you want to do.
Do it again.
I've
It's
got a
flying back 10 feet.
I've got a. That doesn't. I could move, but I won't. No, you know what? Yeah, I'm gonna charge back at the two jerks. I'm gonna just like step back, and
Sure.
that way, if they want to attack anyone else, they have to walk away from me. Turn their backs on me.
Don't do it.
I should figure out that flying
It's
thing.
not worth it. Alright, now it takes its cloud of dagger damage.
Mm-hmm.
4, 5, 8. That's not great. That was kind of crappy.
Better than nothing.
The Devastator is about to move forward, and the daggers start to cut away at him, and the 4 or 5 of them just kind of stick into him, and he falls right to the ground.
Nice!
Awesome.
Teamwork.
Does he appear dead?
He stopped floating.
That means
He
dead.
falls off of the cube, and the cube stays up there, and
Okay.
he falls down to the ground.
Wait, his cube stayed there?
Yeah.
You can't hop on his little flying,
Yeah.
this flying motorcycle cube.
Wait, you want to get on the cube?
I want to get on the
I
cube.
mean, I kind of do.
I'll get on the cube.
Who doesn't want to get on the cube?
Yeah, so that skips we skip his turn.
Awesome.
Finally.
Okay. Bastille.
Right on. I'm going to just move right up to that ogre. So he can't take reactions right now. He has shock and grab. So it doesn't matter what I do. I walk backwards up to I moonwalk to him. And I'm going to try to hit him with my warhammer.
Okay.
Yeah, I think a 23 will do it, right?
Close enough.
I'm going to expend my final spell slot to channel the power of the silver flame.
Do it.
Smite.
It's 21 points of damage.
Whoa. Shit.
Ogre bro.
Ogre brother.
21 points, huh?
Correct.
He doesn't like it.
Well timed.
Yeah, so this... your impact actually, as you light up the hammer with the light of the silver flame, slams down, and you see the chains that are wrapped around him just... He's still holding on to them, but now they're not like wrapped around him, and they're falling down around his ankles hilariously. Nika.
Am I within 60 feet of Ricky?
Ricky is at the base of a tree. I'm gonna say no.
Okay, can I get within 60 feet of Ricky?
Yes.
Okay. Oh, but I have 2 hobgoblins, right?
One was distracted and went off. Skipped
Okay.
over you.
Oh, that guy probably should have attacked me.
Oh, he did move, yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Sorry.
Thank God for honest players, huh? Oh, he misses. He misses like the sweet turd he is.
There's only one hobgoblin near me then. Alright, I'm gonna hit it with my club. Or I'm gonna try to hit it with my club. I don't hit it with my club. No. My club comes down on the ground.
Suck it.
Suck it. And I'm gonna run, even though I know it's gonna provoke an opportunity attack
Okay.
towards Nikki.
It suck.
21 hits.
Yep.
It suck.
3 points slashing damage as it hacks at you.
Okay, and as I get within range of Ricky, I will bonus action healing word.
Okay. Jasper's turn coming up.
So
Or
that
Nika-
is
no, he
7
does
for
Nika.
you.
Thank you.
Jasper, what do you want to do? What does Jasper want
Still
to do?
crawling around on the back, not doing anything, just hanging out in the back of the ogre.
Healing word.
Hazel's turn.
It's Ricky. Ricky.
Hazel does have a pool of healing hit points that aren't written on the card.
It's like Care
Um,
Bears. We both
You can
have
heal
a hard
12,
time.
sort of like the lay on hands. 12 hit points with the lay on hands.
Is there's no enemies within, like in hand to hand with them?
No, they were all engaged with someone a little further away.
Ricky, how damaged are you?
13 out of 31.
Yeah, Hazel will walk over and just dump the rest of his,
He's gonna dump on me? Ugh.
the rest of his lay on hands into you.
It's a healing dump.
So it's 12?
12 hit points, yeah.
Yeah, so he'll just walk him.
Oh, thank you.
And that uses his action?
Yeah.
Okay, so then he will not stab the combo.
For his bonus action, he throws his hands down beside him, and these feathered wings sprout out from his back.
Yeah,
And he just goes up, straight up, try and get a lay of the land. He says, I'm gonna check out where that other one went. Now it's Ogre's turn. Ogre mad. Ogre punch, I think.
Ogre can't fly.
Yeah, Ogre make punch. So he staggers towards you, Bastille, and kind of like spins his hand to wrap the chain around it, and with all the energy he's got left, he takes a swing.
I hope so, or I'm blasting off again.
Bastille is blasting off again! Childhood.
It's like it's in slow motion.
24.
That's a hit. Good night, everybody.
Are you hurt bad?
Oh, yes.
Yes, they're very, very
I'm coming for you next.
I think I'm going to sleep now.
Goodbye.
Sleep for 10.
Oh my god.
Moving up.
Oh, that sucks so much. 2 1s and 2 2s.
Oh, it does suck.
Plus 4 is 10 points.
That's how many hit points I have.
Oh, that's just enough.
Yep, I'm at 0.
So the last thing you feel is your barrel chest caving in as the chain wrapped fist of the ogre, which is the size of like a beach ball basketball, swings down and crunches you, and you just clang and fall backwards. And it's like laughing over you.
What a dick.
It real gross.
When you rebuild me, pay me gold. Short circuit, too.
Right.
Okay, good.
Input.
Yeah, that's the one.
A good reference.
Thank you.
The best.
Pog, you're up.
The battle scene is
Actually, the ogre at this point would start lumbering back up the hill.
Work's done.
It's got a limp. It looks like it's not doing great. It gets not very far. Oh no, it gets 40 feet.
It's, I guess, got really long legs.
Well, a decent stride. Its legs are like, I imagine them to be very short. But yeah, it's like away.
how far to the building with the Devastator on top?
The Devastator is. Oh, the Devastator's dead.
Well, it fell.
Well, he fell into the middle of the street.
Oh, he's in the middle of the street?
Yeah.
Oh, how close?
to you, 40 feet away.
Okay. And there's an ogre and any other hobgoblins around?
There's that nighty guy running around.
I don't know where he is.
Yeah.
There's none that you can see. There's some that are still.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'll try my best. I don't know as loud as I can do. I'll look at whoever from our group that I see. We're just everyone, quick! Hold up in what was it? The pyramid-y thing.
The Pleasure Palace?
The pleasure. I don't. I'm not calling it that.
The Sensei Palace, like the Palace of the Senseis, whatever. You didn't get the real name of it.
Yeah.
So.
So anyway, retreat back to the. We'll meet up and we'll hold up in the pleasure.
Hold up in the Pleasure
Ah, this place is getting to you, man.
In the Sensei
In the
Palace.
sexiest way.
I'll meet up with you there. Anyway, so that's what I'll yell, whisper as loud as I can, and they can do whatever they want. And I want to double time it over to the as close as I can get to the devastator.
To the.
Fallen devastator.
Yeah. Okay. You move. You yelled. Yeah, you have your action left. Sure. Oh no, sorry. You have to dash.
Yeah. Okay. So I will.
Yeah.
Okay,
So you're just
that-
hovering over his body.
Yeah, so I got to the body.
The ogre is kind of lumbering in your direction.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you. Got it.
Okay. You can sass me a little bit.
No. I got that. Anyways, that's why I yelled to the team.
Ricky.
Oh. Okay, so I'm like, Lizzie!
Give me a perception check.
You're hiding too good, kid! Jesus Christ. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. A 9.
A 9? Yeah, you're looking around. You can't see her anywhere.
Okay, unstealth, Lucy!
So she's hiding real well, or she's been captured.
Yeah, exactly.
You've gone too stealth.
Frig.
Never go full stealth.
I guess I'll go up the tree.
Sure.
I
You
run
climb
up
right
the
up
tree.
near the.
Is she up there?
No.
God damn.
You're at the base of the tree. If you looked up, you would see whoever was in it. She's obviously moved to another tree. Give me a survival check.
21.
21.
You're a bird in the background
Yeah.
there too while it's her turn.
Yeah, well that's purely accidental.
No, it's supposed to be.
21.
Yeah, because I rolled really well too.
Yeah, you can see where some of the branches are bent, and she's moved, or something has jumped from this tree to another tree.
I can't move again, right?
Not yet, no. Bonus action dash, yeah.
And then I could still shoot my short bow.
No. No. The survival check, sorry, took your action.
Oh, okay. Oh, so I can't even do any damage at all now? Unless it's a dagger. I could throw a dagger.
With your offhand, yeah.
Write your name in the tree.
Oh.
Just your name with a heart around it.
Ricky plus Ricky.
Ricky.
Ricky plus Ricky equals Ricky.
Okay, I'll jump to the other tree.
Okay, that's fine. I'll allow you to do that. This is your. Well, it's not a flamingo's natural habitat, but it's a bird's natural habitat. All right. The hobgoblins seem not rattled, but they realize they should probably fall back if the Devastator is gone. So any hobgoblins nearby, people disengage and start to move, and they just start to run up the hills. The path up the hill. Theseus.
Yeah, we better stop that siege weapon from getting away. So I'm gonna shoot a ball of lightning at the ogre.
Okay.
What is that? That's not gonna hit. That's a 14.
That hits.
Oh, giant thing without armor. But this time I actually have to roll damage. Ugh. What is that? 3, 4. Boo. 6 damage. And I'm going to use my movement to move towards Bastille's unconscious lump.
Ah, my love.
Yeah, so, Cog, you smell burning ogre flesh as the little bit of chains get electrocuted and burn and melt into him. And it seems like it sinks right into his hands, but he's not dead yet, but he's not looking good. Next up is Bastille.
I'm gonna make a death save. I'm gonna fail a death save.
Fuck.
It takes 3 of those before you're for real dead, though, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
You're
Unless I roll a
fine.
1.
Unless
in
you
which
roll
case
a
that's just
1,
2,
yeah.
and I die.
Well, you're fine.
It's alright.
That's
Nika.
only 5%
Fine.
chance back.
I'm gonna run to Bastille
Okay.
and cast Cure Wounds at the 2nd level.
Whoa, second leveler. This relationship's serious.
Right? Right?
Well, that's great.
I love you,
I don't have to do that.
I don't love you, I just want to sleep with you. That's a lot. What is that? 10, 13 plus 3 is 16.
Nice. Thank you.
Awesome.
Sorry, he got healed how much?
16.
Oh, wow. That's not bad. That's your turn, Jasper.
Power of love.
Jasper's going to dismount. No, Jasper's not going to dismount. Jasper's still along for the ride. On the
What
back.
are you on?
But Jasper's on the ogre's back.
Oh, the weasel. Right. Yes. Okay.
So
He's
just
Pog. Jasper's the weasel.
Right, yes.
Yeah, Jasper's on the back.
Okay.
That's it.
Can't attack or anything, right? Yeah.
No, not on top.
Azel is under my control for now as he flies up, and he is glowing like a beacon of light and hovering over top of the buildings, maybe like 20 feet above the tallest roof, like of the pyramid. And he's just kind of like looking around.
He's as useful as I am.
Don't suppose he's going to shoot something while he's up there.
Probably good.
He's got what's he got?
Crossbow.
A crossbow?
Heavy crossbow. That's
Yeah.
a pretty great range.
Yeah, he's got it out, but he hasn't fired anything yet.
Alright. This jerk.
He actually starts to come back down towards where you guys are a bit. The ogre. So the ogre is coming up right, and he's basically about to trample you. So yeah, he's just brings up a fist wrapped in chains to try and bash you out of the way to move through. 25.
Likely to hit.
Odds are.
He only rolls T4s to do damage. 8 points of bludgeoning damage.
4s plural, though, so
Yeah.
30 d4s is still a lot.
8 points of bludgeoning damage as he tries to knock you over, and I'd say you're not really prepared. You're just knocked on your ass beside, like.
Does he continue on, or is he?
Yeah, he
staying
does
to
continue
engage?
past.
Okay.
When do you use the reaction? Oh, it's on your turn. All right. So he's gone. It's on your turn. Jasper like waves at you as he goes by. Gives you a weaselly wink.
I'm gonna. Shocking grasp the. I'll use my shocking grasp with Jasper on the ogre as it goes by.
Shocking grasp on the ogre. Yep.
Yep. So that's 15.
Hits.
No, 19.
Hits.
Okay.
I'm just trying to figure out some kind of Pug goes the weasel joke, but I can't quite.
Yeah, it'll take a little workshopping.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna use my bardic inspiration. So 7 points of damage.
7 points?
Yep.
Yeah, and that'll do it. The
Oh.
lumbering ogre is like stuck full of metal bolts and wrapped in chains, and the last little bit of electricity that blasts through him blows Jasper off of his back, not in a dangerous way, but just in a
Like a fun way.
like
In
a, yeah,
a
like
really
a
cool looking way.
like a mad scientist in an '80s kids movie, Honey I Shrunk the Kids kind of way. His fur is all like or her fur is all stuck up, and the ogre just like falls. Like with a thunderous collapse and dust and dirt just like kicked up where
Yeah.
he is down to the count.
Woo!
No animals were harmed in the murking of this ogre.
The murking?
Yeah. Slang for murder.
No. I've never heard that.
So right now we're
every
gonna say
day.
that you're. Oh, you have something else you wanted? No, you finished your turn. You got your turn.
Well, if combat's ending, then I know. Okay.
So you don't know what.
Okay. So I'm gonna get down on my knees beside the down Devastator, and I'm gonna get right next to him, whisper in his ear, "You're all the same. The elves are right."
You're all the same. The elves are right. Okay.
And then I'm gonna pull out a dagger, and I'll wait till my next turn.
Okay. There are still the sounds of battle coming from other parts of the village. And so, I mean, obviously you guys are going to use your turns to start moving in the directions, I guess, of where the sound is. There's no... there's threats everywhere, but there's a lot of injured people in the streets, so it's up to you guys what you want to do now. But yeah, it looks like Hazel is coming down from on high to say something to you, but... we're getting close to 10:30, so what I'm going to say is we'll just pause the battle for a little bit here, like a minute, as Hazel lands down, and he says they're not going to run out of hobgoblins anytime soon. They have another battalion waiting on the top of the hill. I got eyes on the general, but he's got a whole phalanx of men around him. We might need to regroup and figure out what the next move is.
Alright. Into the pyramid!
I want to quickly check and see if the magician that we killed had any magic stuff.
Okay, so before you get
Like
anywhere near there, I'm
diamonds.
gonna.
Whatever.
So before you.
Yeah. I'm imagining you're rifling through the pockets.
Well, no. So step one is hobgoblin talk for you're all the same. You know, right? Then the dagger comes out and gets sunk slowly into the side of the body.
1 second. Yeah. So you sink the dagger in, which jolts him into a semi-conscious state.
Not dead.
And he reaches up and he grabs onto you and he pulls you in close and says, "Say that again. Say what you just said again." Coughs up some blood.
You're all the same. In hobgoblin, you're all the same. Tell Utsa I said hi. Shocking grasp. Yeah, shocking grasp.
Roll initiative.
Huh. He's also going to shocking grasp you.
Oh, initiative.
Yep.
13.
14.
Oh man.
He says, "That's what makes us so effective." And then he pulls a dagger and jabs you. A natural 20.
Oh.
Too bad it's just dagger damage. 8 points of slashing damage, piercing damage, as the dagger pierces your side.
8. Okay, just give me
Dagger stab, brothers.
okay. And of course my temporary. Okay.
And I think we'll leave it there for now.
Oh my
on
God.
that dramatic note. Hobgoblin versus former Devastator versus current Devastator. All right. That's it for episode 7. Leaving on a little dramatic note midway through a siege. We will be back in 2 weeks, which, if my math is correct, today is the 17th, 18th. So that will be the 25th. It'll be the 32nd of June.
July, the 32nd of July.
Or
We'll
just,
skip a
just
whole
the
month.
actual second. The actual for real second
Oh,
of July.
the 2nd of July. So thank you to all who've been watching.
You're the best.
Yeah, thanks guys for a fun episode, I hope. And we will be back in 2 weeks. Oh, you'll be able to watch me playing my sad, miserable Shatterkai on Sunday with Kit Battlebeard's Intrigue in the Feywilds. It starts at 2 p.m., 3 p.m., pardon me, Eastern Standard Time on this channel. So we're on episode 3. It's really fun. I'm super bummed out all the time in a fun way, I hope. And yeah, tune into that, and we'll see you again in 2 weeks. Bye.
Bye-bye.
I love you. Bye-bye.